So did you guys have any questions before we start?
Shame on me, could you give a quick rundown of the first email you had sent out?
Sure. So you guys are in Swordport, which is this grand port that is known for its magic swordfish, hence its name. These magic swordfish help people fence better and magically imbue them with abilities to be better melee fighters with swords. And you guys have some reason for being here and some reason for being in the market square. But you also have heard rumors of wereshark attacks, where people get bitten by these things and then transform into a shark-like creature at night. And so nobody wants to go out swimming in the waters. Now you have heard rumors that that kynocephaloids, people with dog-headed people, they're immune to the wereshark curse, and in fact all were curses. But you're not sure if that's true.
Okay.
Did you want any more background?
No, that's perfect.
You're ready to jump in. Okay.
Let's do it.
You find yourself in the market square. It's a hub of activity. You see all people buying and selling things. You see sailors who've come from far overseas who are getting trinkets to bring back home. You see merchants who are trying to sell their wares and make fortunes. You see little kids running around. You see in the shadows maybe thieves trying to abscond with things. And over all of the bustle and hustle, you hear a loud and then people are running away and out in the clearing, bashing and destroying carts. You see wares flying over the place, and out comes a cockatrice, and you run up to meet it, or you are at least getting close. So I need one person to roll a D20. You're in combat.
Oh, snap. Who feels the luckiest today? I think Ryan's the lucky one.
Oh, I'm the lucky one? Where did I set down my dice? One second.
He's got to go get the lucky dice. This is important.
I got this one. This is my big dice.
Well, I brought a bag in here. I set them down. They disappeared.
You just say the word, Ryan. You just say the word.
All right, D20.
D20. On evens, you guys will go first. On odds, I go first. If you roll a 20, something cool happens. If you roll a 1, something not cool. Well, cool for me.
Cool happens.
Not for you.
Well,
Wink, wink. Yeah.
12.
12. So that means you guys go first. You have a cockatrice in the middle. There is a bunch of crowded people. People are running away from it. And you can put yourself close to the cockatrice. You can put them however you want to be. You can be hiding behind carts and barrels and however you want. So basically, on my screen, I see Ryan, then Heath, then David. And Ryan, would you give a quick name for your character and tell us who you are? Let's just go around like that.
This is Sean Thistlelips. Sean Thistlelips. He's a Naga scoundrel.
Okay. Heath, would you really quickly introduce your character?
I am Percival Hearthwhisker. I'm a famed chef on a mission to find a new menu for my restaurant.
That is amazing. My name is Druki. I am a halfling. I am a lumberjack, and I am here to find the best stick that I can find.
All right, so that's going to be the turn order, since that's how I see you guys, if y'all are fine with that. If you want to jump out of that order, just let me know. So, Ryan, what is Sean doing?
He's going to be right next to the cockatrice and grapple it. He's going to wrap it up.
All right. So go ahead and make your unarmed attack roll. it's going to try to, it's just going to stay there, actually. And
Do I
let
have
you try to
advantage on
grab it.
that, or no? It has disadvantage trying to break. Okay. 4.
All right, you wrap your tail up around it. It is grappled by you. Do you have advanced grappler, that feat?
I don't think so. I think it's just a special, probably a species feat would be my guess.
Okay, yeah. So you've got it. Do you want to have it like cuffed? It's got a chicken head and a snake tail. It's one of these kinds of cockatrices.
Gotcha.
So do you want to like pin down one of its heads? Do you want to pin down its arms so it can't fly away? Do you want to pin down its legs so it can't move?
I want to pin down the snake head so it can't bite me. I don't know if I'm immune to poison or not, being a Naga, but I'm gonna not chance it.
All right, you pin down the snake heads. The snake head's pinned down. All right, Heath, what's Parsifal doing?
We're going to run in screaming. I've filleted bigger creatures before. And then just stand there and let Druki go.
Okay. Oh.
You see Parsifal run up and then just stop in front of this cockatrice. Everybody's
Oh,
looking around
man.
like, what's going on? Why are they doing that? Someone says, I don't know, just keep going. And they run away.
So people are running away from this creature that has just come out of the water. Is that correct?
No, it just started.
Master?
It came into town. You don't know where it came from.
Oh, it
but
just came
it
into
is
town.
not. It doesn't look wet. It doesn't look like it came out of water. No.
Oh, okay. I think I would like to try to grab one of the people fleeing around and just kind of grab them by the shoulders and say, "What is going on? I'm new. Can you explain why is everyone's running?"
All right, you grab a like teenaged human and you start shaking him. He goes, "Oh, I don't know. It's a cockatrice."
He's
Run
much
from
taller
it."
than me. Run from it. You, sir, are famously unhelpful. I guess that's it. I guess I'm just going to keep my distance from this thing.
All right, the human runs off, and then the cockatrice, with one of its heads pinned down, turns around to Sean and starts to try to peck him. So you can block or dodge this attack.
I will attempt to dodge. 4.
You got a 4. It got a 5. So because you're grappled in, it's too close to you. It pecks you, and you take 5 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
The snakehead is going to try to bite, but it's grappled, and so it is struggling around you. So it's going to try to break free. And you said it has disadvantage?
It has disadvantage on attempts to break free unless it also has grapple.
Oh, it does not. Yeah, so it's going to try to break free. And it gets a 3. And your grappling check was a 4, if I remember
Wasn't
correctly.
4 yet.
So you've got this thing down. You're holding it down. You see some people are able to get to safety and are cleared from the reach of the cockatrice. You've held it in place. Some people start cheering you on. You hear whistling from the back of somewhere. What does Sean do now?
He did not like getting pecked, so he's going to try and choke the chicken and just throttle it.
Like grab it and choke it like
Yeah,
that?
just kind of choke it out. And because as long as I have nothing in my hands, I can make 2 attacks against the character that I've grappled. So I get to attack him twice.
Okay, so as you reach up to grab his neck, this cockatrice neck, it starts to breathe fire, like on you and everybody around you.
Definitely what you need to get it asphyxiating then.
Oh, no.
So if you are near this thing, you're going to have to ward or you're going to take some damage.
All right.
So that is Parsifal and Sean right now. So Heath and Ryan, you can make a ward check. It'll be underneath your defense stats.
2.
4.
Okay, it got a 5. So you're going to take the difference in fire damage. So Ryan, you're going to take 3 points of fire damage, and Heath Parsible will take 2 if I did that correctly. So flames shoot up. You see something catch on fire. Embers start to go up. The crowd screams in awe, and then you begin to choke this cockatrice.
All right. I got a 4 and a 5 for my attack rolls.
Oh, you choke and then throttle it. You see flames start to spurt out, and then they go out. The flames are out as you've got the cockatrice by the mouth, preventing it from breathing fire, and you're still holding down the snake head. You've got this cockatrice with 2 heads on each end, and you're holding it down on both ends. Heath,
Doing the best I can.
Heath, what's Parsival doing?
Seeing my first action didn't go as planned, we're going to go in more aggressive, and we're going to attempt to slash one of these necks.
All right. You have advantage because it's being grappled.
All right. A 3.
A 3. So you come up and wildly slash it with your ladle. Is that what you had out before?
Did he die?
Yeah, I think he might
Suspense.
have died. Oh, no, you're back.
Oh, did I disappear for a second?
Yep, he froze
you're
up.
fine.
Okay, so you come in and you slash it with a cleaver. What are you using? A knife?
A fillet knife.
A fillet knife, yeah. So you are able to deftly with your cook hands cut between and around Sean's hands that are gripping the cockatrice, and your knife goes around it. It's bleeding some, but it still looks very much healthy. All right, David, what's your character going to do?
So Druki sees the contention. A lot of people think Druki takes too long to do anything, but they just don't really know. You just got to take your time, with life. So I'll take my big stick, some call it a quarterstaff, and I'll walk over and I'll try to just bop it on the head without hitting these nice folk in the process.
All right, you're short, but you can reach up and hit the head because it's being grappled. You have advantage.
Awesome. That would be a 3.
A 3. You bonk it on the head, and you see it kind of has stars go in its face. It's whirling around. It's got 3 things all around its chicken head, and so its chicken head is going to try to attack you, but it's not really sure who to attack. So I'm going to roll a d6 to find out
Oh no.
which one of you it's going to hit. So it's going to attack Parsival because you're closest to it, I guess, and it's going to peck at you. You can try to block or dodge this attack.
I will dodge. I have a D8 in dodge. 2.
Okay, it got a 5, and so it reaches out, and as you're trying to dodge, you're just too close to it, and it pops you in the shoulder, pecking out a big chunk of your shoulder, and starts to munch on it. The other snake tail tries to get out, and is going to roll to see if it can escape, but it does not beat the grapple of Ryan's character. Okay, so it is still there. It's going to try to breathe fire, but it's got hands around its neck. Ryan, would you make a athletics check to see if you can hang on to this chicken's head to keep it from breathing fire?
3.
Okay, bits of flame are able to barely escape from its mouth. If you're close, and I think that's all of you, you're going to need to ward this fire that's spewing out. It's not as much as it would have been before.
Oh. That would be a 1.
1.
4.
Okay. Parsifal is safe, but everybody else is going to take 2 points of fire damage as bits of flame shoot out of the edges of its mouth. All right. The cockatrice is now trying to wriggle around. You see people have now created a very wide circle around you as they begin watching this combat that has ensued. And some people are worried about their wares. You can spot several people are absconding with things that are obviously not theirs. This is tucking it in their robes and things, taking an opportune moment here. Ryan, what is Sean doing?
Sean's gonna swear a bit and kind of loudly mutter to himself, "Where are the stupid town guards?" And then he's gonna choke some more.
Okay, make another unarmed attack.
All right, so a 5 and a 4.
5 and 4.
So another 9 points of damage.
You throttle this chicken neck. You hear some kind of banging over its head as the stick that Druki is holding, you rack it back and forth into the stick, and it's bonking its head back on it. Parsival, what does your character do?
We will also fillet knife this turn.
You have advantage because it's still being grappled.
2 and a 2.
You're able to. You're very concerned about these other people that are very close to this chicken. You don't want to accidentally cut them, but you're able to make a couple of nice slices, and some feathers go flying off in your face.
Rules question.
Yes.
When can I take a reaction?
Anytime you want. So just jump in and say, "I'm using my reaction." So if you want to use your constant encouragement, I think that's what you have. Is that right? You can just say, "I'm going to give somebody advantage."
All right.
Do you want to do that now?
I will see what Druki wants to do next, and if he's not already granted advantage, I will grant him advantage.
Now, the thing about this game is advantages stack. So you can have 3 or 4 or 5 instances. You're just going to roll more dice and pick the highest one. That's essentially how it works. Yeah.
Then yes, I will give Druki my constant encouragement. And then can I also aid Sean on his next turn?
Yes, you can, because you can aid as a reaction. So both of you guys, your other characters, you have advantage on whatever it is that you do next.
I guess Druki just looks at you. We're at the same eye level, and it's just like, this bloke's all right, you know. And I don't like fire, and only I can put out forest fire. So I'm gonna bop it on the head with my stick.
Okay.
I already have advantage. Is that right?
You already have advantage, but now you have another instance of
advantage.
So you roll 3 dice and pick the highest one.
You know, I have to re-roll that third one. That's a 3. Okay.
3. Even with all the help, this thing is wriggling all around. It's hard to pin down, but you're able to get a good smack on the head. And just as you do see some guards are beginning to come in, but the crowd is so thick because they're all watching you. They're struggling to make it to you to help you fight this cockatrice.
Oh, man.
But it seems like in the next round they're going to be there. Ryan, what is... the cockatrice still needs to do stuff. He gets to attack too. He's going to peck another one of you guys. This time he's going for Sean. He's going to try to peck you in the face. You can try to block or dodge.
I warded the fire. Can I also dodge?
It's a new round.
It's a new round. Okay. All right, then we'll try to dodge this. Five.
You got a 5. You're able to dodge out of the way, and you just see a beak scrape pass right by your face, and it misses. What does Sean do now?
He'll keep throttling. See if you can get it to break a windpipe or something.
Okay.
Do chickens have windpipes? Just put the thumbs in there until it pops.
You'll find out.
Yeah. Let's see. So 4 for first attack and 3 for the second. So 7 total.
You begin to push your thumbs and you hear something snap and break in. A bit of fire or warmth seems to have crackled as you've pushed into its neck. It looks like it's on death's door, but it's not dead yet. Parsival, what are you doing?
Fillet knife time. Do I get advantage?
He is grappled, so yes, you do get advantage.
A 2 and a 2.
At least you're consistent. But you know what? That's all that needed to happen. You found the opening between the mouth where the windpipe has been pushed back into its mouth and its neck, and you're able to sever right there, and you just see a bit of flames erupt as you've cut something, and then like its head go back and forth a few times. It begins to like try to run around in circles, and then it falls over. And right at that moment, all of the guards get there and like, oh yeah, thanks for helping us out here. Oh wow, what happened? How did you do this?
It just went crazy and started attacking people. And so we assumed that there would be some sort of bounty for helping out.
Yeah, me and my friends here, we risk life and limb. The reward better be quite steep.
You hear the crowd cheer and say, yeah, they helped us out. Everybody's whistling. I don't want to actually whistle because I think that'll mess up mics, but you hear everybody like whistling and cheering you guys on, and the guard is convinced. They say, yeah, well, on behalf of Swordport and for the defense of this cockatrice, we would like to extend a bounty to you all. If you would come with us to our guard shack, we will present you with some gold.
That is appealing. Lead the way, good sir.
Okay, so you head back with the guards, and they present you with 50 gold each for slaying this cockatrice. They also inform you of another bounty. Since you all are so good with killing cockatrices and other monsters, we thought maybe you might be interested in a problem that we've been having. Something I don't want to talk about in the public square, but maybe you've heard rumors about weresharks. Would you...
That sounds terrifying.
Where are the sharks?
They are on the full moon when it comes. People can transform once they're cursed into shark-like things. They have giant jaws and swallow halflings whole.
Oh, that is bad news.
I'd pay to see that.
What kind?
Well,
Okay, so this is clearly a big problem. What you mentioned the bounty piece. Say more about this, please.
yes. For every wereshark you can slay, we will provide you with 100 gold.
Any proof needed, or maybe our word suffice?
Well, if you could capture the weresharks, that would be better, because we think the weresharks might be some of our sailors, and we don't want to accidentally kill them. But if it comes to it, and you must, you can slay the weresharks. The next full moon, if there are no more weresharks coming, that would be proof enough, and we will send you an additional 50 gold.
Okay. So, to recap, dead wereshark is plan B. Captured wereshark is plan A. If they don't come at all, we get gold.
If they don't return, they have been coming ashore every night on the full moon, every month. Of course, when the moon is not full, they do not transform.
Well, it's a good thing that you found us. I think we are fit for the job. I look around at my comrades. Yep. Sound good? Yep. I think, yes. What other news, information can you give about? Why do you think it's the sailors? What is...
Well, the sailors think it's the sailors. They've asked me to ask anyone I hire to not immediately kill them if possible. Well, because sailors, they go out fishing and weresharks like to go into the water. They've been eating up all of the magic swordfish. It's caused a big problem. We're at a shortage, and people come to Swordport to get this magic swordfish. So we're quite concerned for the livelihood of not just the town's people, but the town and its economy itself.
Percival kind of perks up when he hears magical swordfish. That would be prime on the menu.
If you want to try to eat magical swordfish, you could go to the what is that place called? It's a pearly place. Oh, and I'm trying to remember the name of this pub.
Sea Pearl Pub.
Yes, the Sea Pearl Pub. They tend to have it even when other places run out.
Maybe I'll start there.
I appreciate the pointers. Anything else we should know?
I can't think of anything. Weresharks turn because they lose some kind of body part that gets bit. They get bit. And so...
Contaminated, okay.
Yes, yeah, that's how the curse spreads.
Is there any special weaknesses that the weresharks seem to have, or ways that they have to be captured or harmed, so that they don't? I've heard tale of other were animals being especially resistant to damage.
Oh yes, the sea dogs. Yes, the dog heads. You know, you've seen them about. There's stories that they are immune, but I don't believe them.
Do you know of any sea dogs in town that we might recruit?
Oh yes, there's several. You might try to find Pug, the sea dog. He's a bartender down at you'll forgive me, I've lost my map in my notes.
The Chum Bucket Pub?
The Chum Bucket Pub, thank you. This guard has a bad sense of direction.
I was going to say.
He's new here.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a lot information. One last thing. Have you spotted any good sticks lately?
Back there in the market, there sells all kinds of things. If you were looking for something spectacular, you could look there.
I don't want to buy a stick. You just find them on the side of the road or the woods, you know.
Oh, you're looking for driftwood. You need to go down to the docks. There are 2 docks. There's Grand Port and Old Port. Old Port's on the south side.
Thank you.
Grand Port's towards the north.
And what was your name, good sir?
Oh, my name is Patague.
Patague. Well, thank you, Patague. I will remember your quest, and I will talk with my comrades.
Best of luck to you all.
Thank you.
And he kind of shoos you out of the guardhouse with lines, your pockets lined with 50 gold, which in this game is experience, so you all have 50 experience.
Well, good folk. 50 gold richer. Everybody, you, sir, pointing at you, your character, Ryan. You look like you could use a little patching.
I am quite singed. I could definitely use a rest.
I'm so sorry it slipped my mind. I might be able to help you with that. I would like to try the holy element healing. And I can touch, and it does 2d10 HP, right? If I touch.
That's right. Yeah.
So I look at your. If I may, I have to.
Please do.
So can I try to heal him?
Yes. So you'll roll holy.
Okay.
If you're outside of combat, we always assume that you're focusing. So your roll holy, you have to get better than a 1 or a 2 if you're focusing. And do you have a spell focus?
I would assume my quarterstaff could be I really like sticks.
If
I was hoping
if it's not a spell focused specifically,
Oh,
you
no.
don't have one.
I don't think I have one. But can I soul cast and use my spirit saving throw?
You can, yes. You just have to get better than a 1 or a 2.
All right, I want to try that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but as a halfling, I have advantage on spirit saving throws. Does that
That
give me
works.
advantage on this?
Yes,
All
it
right.
does, yeah.
Cool. Hey, that's a 6.
Hey, so you also get a tick in your spirit save.
Nice.
So when you get 3 ticks, that will go from a d6 to a d8.
So then I get to roll 2d10.
2d10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 8 total, so 7 and 1. That's most of it back.
So Druki touches Sean, and you see this faint white light, and then all of the holes from fire and pecks just kind of close up. You see a little bit of a scab still on the shoulder. But
I'm so sorry. I
mostly
should have
healed.
taken care of that earlier. It slipped my mind.
Gold is always quite distracting.
That is. My name is Druki.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sean.
Sean. And you are?
Percival. You can call me Percival.
Percival it is. Well, where to? If we are in this?
I'd like to find someone that has more information about these weresharks. See if anybody might know what might be causing them, where they're most likely to appear. See if anybody has fought them off before. So, seeking information seems like a good first step.
I concur, Percival. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Patague mentioned the chum bucket. Or maybe Sean had mentioned the chum bucket. I wouldn't mind perusing the menu over there.
You know what they say about pubs run by dogmen? They have the best sticks.
They do.
They're very good at catching them.
Let us go to the chum bucket.
All right, so you head south toward the Chum Bucket, a place often visited by sailors. So you're likely to find somebody there that knows something about weresharks, or at least hear a few tales at the Chum Bucket. As you walk in, you see all different manner of seedy folk around this dimly lit bar. Even though it's like the middle of the day, it's still packed. There's people drinking, singing songs. There is a strange game that's going on in the corner where they seem to be throwing darts while also arm wrestling at the same time. So you could participate in that. There is a man who seems to have some kind of shiny robes on with cards, and he is beckoning you to come and get your fortune told. And you also have the bar available to you. And several other sailors, some are talking around the bar.
Well, Percival, we're here at the famous Chum Bucket. You seem like you know your way around some food.
Yeah, what are you in the mood for? Something light? Something heavy?
You are more of an expert than I am. I have these rations. Halflings never without that. But I could go for something a little bit more local.
When I walk in, can I tell, is it just a bar, like drinks, or do they have food being served as well?
They do have food. It's more like a gastropub where they have light snacks and food. There are, of course, some like peanuts around. There seems to be like fish and chips at the bar, and of course lots of beer and different kinds of drinks, ale, things like that.
All right. Being a halfling, I'd like to sneak my way into the kitchen and see if I can't make everybody a little dish.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Can I, if you let me in on that, can I provide a distraction?
Absolutely.
I kind of catch your eye, see where you're going. Behold, everybody, the best stick in the West. And I hold up my quarterstaff. Notice here the length, it is proper. This little knot on this piece is quite interesting. Kind of looks like a face. If you tilt it, the color changes as it goes down. The smooth texture. Come, lay your hands on the famous stick of the West.
You see the bar people like turn at this. Some people are
I'm
obviously
like,
concerned. Heath, you have advantage on this roll.
All right. 3.
All right. As you're sneaking back, someone begins to eye you, but then he hears the stick and just turns. And you're able to make your way into the kitchen. It's a rather plain kitchen. It is a little bit more brightly lit than in the main part of the pub. You see some clams, you see bread, you see pastas, you see tons of spices all in a row, and you see a pot of boiling something. You're not sure. What do you make in this kitchen?
Classic fish and chips. We'll see a bowl of batter and make enough for the 3 of us.
All right. Make a... Oh my gosh. I don't have a food recipe. Maybe navigation.
Performance?
Performance would work, yeah. Because it's supposed to be like entertainment. So yeah, make a performance check.
All right. That's under...
Social.
All right. I get advantage from entertainer.
Nice.
A 4.
Was that max?
Yes.
Hey, don't forget a tick.
Get a tick mark.
After a few moments, you hear some clanging in the back, and then out comes Parsival, just holding a tray over his head so that it gets over the countertops. You just see kind of a tray walk out, and on it are some immaculate fish and chips. You see the fries are perfectly seasoned, and he presents it to you.
I take up one of the fish fillets and just swallow it whole.
Like a naga that you are, the snake person, just
Quite tasty.
I guess I would have to go actually slow in comparison. With a mouthful of fish and chips. My good friend Sean. Anyone here catch your eye you think might have some information on our quarry?
What was the dog's name that was here that we were going to meet?
Pug.
Pug. I say, oh, yeah, Pug's right over there behind the bar. I know him quite well. I frequent this place. He usually gets me my drinks.
And you see Pug is actually approaching you. What's interesting about Pug is both of his feet are he's lost both of them, and he's got mops on them instead, and he's like mopping the floor as he walks. So he doesn't actually walk; he just kind of like scuttles over to you.
Is that a new mop on your right leg there?
Oh, you noticed? It is a new mop. Yes, it's a new mop.
It's very nice.
I just couldn't help but notice those fish and chips. I saw you bake them. I do kind of mind that you came back, but I see you've presented some quite delicious, scrumptious food. I have to ask you, young halfling, how you did such this thing. I'm not actually sure if you're young. I'm terrible at telling.
I'm old, but I look young. Here, have a bite, and I'll offer up the plate to him.
And he takes a bite, and just his eyes roll black. He begins sniffing it. He licks it like a dog would, and then the rest of it's down. It's gone. Oh, delicious. Would you like to...
Well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Any chance you know the guard Patague?
He's new to town, if I remember.
Well, he sent us your way. We're and I'll lean in close and kind of whisper. We're kind of looking for the weresharks.
The weresharks. I see. They have been plaguing us most recently. Of course, I don't have to worry about it. And he shows up his legs. Bit twice. I'm fine.
Why is that? Do you know why? You're unaffected.
Well, some of my kind think we were cursed a long time ago to have heads like mine. You know, dog heads. And so
That
we
sounds
already
like
have
a-
a curse.
That feels quite insulting. I appreciate your features. I wouldn't think they're a curse.
Thank you.
Are you sure you're unaffected? I don't remember seeing you on the last full moon, and I was here.
No, I was serving drinks. Here.
If you say so. I did have quite a bit to drink that night. So.
Ah, yes, I do remember. We made good chum with that, though, what you produced.
I'm glad I don't remember that.
So, the weresharks you know of, but you're unaffected by. The sailors seem to think some of their kind have been affected. Is this ringing a bell for you?
Oh, yes, they're always concerned whenever there is weresharks about, because as they're on the sea, they can lose different appendages, and then people start talking. Yeah. Word is, one of the weresharks has an eye patch. Yes.
How is that significant?
They've lost an eye. They have an eye patch.
Don't think I knew that.
Yeah. So it's not me.
How many people in town do you know that don't have eyes?
Oh, there's several here and there. I don't know all their names.
If I was to try to go find the wereshark, where might I go? Are there rumors?
They come out at night on the bay in near the ports, and they've been eating all of the magic swordfish. So going out to see
At night time.
at night, yes. You may need sea dogs like me, or former now, due to the incidences.
Well, I mean, you really have just cleaned up the place, I think, in your act yourself. I really admire the way you just make sweeping gestures as you walk.
Thank you, I think.
Yeah. So, you got a nice place here. There's I notice a game. It's quite odd. And the fortune teller. Anybody? Who is the fortune teller? It's quite curious to me.
The fortune teller. Well, you should go talk to them. They'll read your fortune. The game is called dart wrestling. You have to try to smash someone's hand down while also simultaneously throwing darts at a dartboard. If you smash their hand before they get a dart, bullseye, you win. If you get a bullseye before you smash hands, you win. If they get a bullseye, you lose. If they smash your hand, you lose. That's basically it. A lot of people bet. They bet a lot. And cheat.
Cheats in this pub? Never.
I never said such a thing.
Any other questions for our friend?
Just a general question. Would we know when the next full moon is?
Tonight.
Convenient. Okay, well, you've talked me into it. I want to go talk to the fortune teller. I'm just kind of curious about it. If you excuse me, Drugi will slowly get up, go, stretch about 5 different times, twisting, touch his toes a few different times, then slowly saunter, say, oh, excuse me, slowly make his way over to the fortune teller.
All right, the fortune teller, he has this starry robe on, and he's shuffling a deck of cards. 5 gold, and I will tell your fortune.
Here's 5 gold.
He shuffles up the cards, and while he's doing so, you see the 5 gold just disappear somehow. You're not sure if he pocketed it or if it was magically whisked away, and he deals out 3 cards. The first card he reveals is a shark. The second card he reveals is a man. And the third card he reveals is the tide. There are lurking dangers in the waters. Be careful, for tonight you will see a wereshark.
Well, that is foreboding fortune. What else do you see in the cards?
Well, now that you know, you have protection of foreknowledge.
Foreknowledge.
I want you to make an Aether check.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay, let's see it. That's a 1.
As you guys are watching this, I'm assuming you are, you guys can also make an Aether check as you feel something emanate out.
Nothing.
4.
You guys both got 4? If that was max, make sure you get a tick. And the number 4 just presents itself in your mind. That Pug, the sea dog, was talking about an eye patch, and suddenly you know there are 4 people in Swordport that have an eye patch. You're not sure who they are, but you know that there are 4 and exactly 4 people in Swordport that have an eye patch.
Is there anything else I see with my foreknowledge?
Well, you have, again, this protection. 5 more gold may provide you with more insights.
Seems like a good trade, and I slide 5 more over.
He takes 5 more gold from you and flips over 3 more cards. You see the tide. You see a man. And you see a shark. And he tisks.
Oh no. That seems like an undoing.
It is not just one wereshark that you will see, but 2.
Twice the number as before. You what kind of protection am I granted now?
None at all. And he just shakes his head. You can make an Aether check.
All right, this time I'm invested. I remember I'm one with nature. And one with nature lets me make environmental checks with my spirit saving throw. So I'm going to try that instead. That's a 4.
You reach out with your spirit. You're not just doing this with your body, but you're doing this with your very soul. And as you reach out, you glean some information. Flashes of images cross your mind, and you see a foretelling, the future of you seeing this wereshark. You're there. It's there. And you see that this other wereshark is missing a hand.
I need time to process. Yes, thank you. Oh, I don't know how to close this. Do I bow?
You just leave. And as he says that, the fortune teller's gone. He's not there anymore. Just disappears.
Oh. Wow, Percival, did you see that?
Just stunned.
I saw a vision in my head of someone missing the hand.
Look around. Anybody missing a hand?
Make an investigation check.
Also want to look to see, obviously, eye patches, but also like a tan line. They took it off.
Okay.
That was a pity. Okay, I will take it.
The tan line. The eye patch tan line's a hard one, man. That's a...
Sean is not impressed that the fortune teller has disappeared because he's seen him do that like 20 times before, and he knows it's just a 10-foot lateral teleport to just on the other side of the wall. He'll be back in like 20 minutes.
You see the fortune teller running out across the street through the window. All right, Heath, what did you get for your investigation?
1.
A 1. You look around and you see lots of hands, and all of them are attached to people, and you're really looking for that tan line, and you just can't seem to find it.
Hyper focusing.
Sean, did you see anything? Did you...
I'll take a look. Let's see, investigation. I got a 4. So maybe.
As you're looking around, you do see another kind of cephaloid, another dog-headed human. And as you look at him, he has 2 hands, but one of them is actually a fake hand. It's a prosthesis. And he is somehow doing dart wrestling with this prosthesis. He's actually like picking up the dart and chunking it as he's playing.
Sean's going to go over and challenge him.
Right as you approach, he gets the dart in, he wins, everybody cheers, the guy across from him starts crying, and you see him just scoop the money in. Come, take a seat, join me. I am Prince Fluffy. And as you sit down, he is immaculately dressed in the most ridiculous prince-like attire with the big poofy shoulder pauldrons, and he's quite a short kind of cephaloid. And you sit down across from him.
How's it going, Prince Fluffy? Long time no see.
Yes, it's been like, 3 days? My
I
goodness.
know, right?
Why have you stopped showing up at the fencing competitions?
No swordfish. I haven't been able to get any beforehand. Also, I don't fence. I'm more of a boxer.
Yeah, but you like to watch me fence, do you not, Sean?
Fair enough.
Yes, I need more people cheering me on. I have not been doing so well. I have to come down here and play dart wrestling to make up my losses from fencing.
Well, what say we add to your losses, and I'd put down 5 gold as a bet.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so how you play this game is you're going to roll an athletics check and an acrobatics check. And you've got to win before they win on the athletics or acrobatics check. So the athletics check, you have to make several checks in order to win, but the acrobatics check is an instant win.
All right. So I'm going to wrap my tail up onto the table and use that to wrap around his prosthesis for the arm wrestling.
His prosthesis is used to throw the darts.
Oh, for the dart?
Yeah.
Okay, well then for his other arm then.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I offer a constant encouragement?
Yes, you can.
All right, so I have advantage on both of those checks?
Yes, yeah, you do now.
All right. So get another bag of dice. So do I make them both, or are they opposed? What are we doing here?
So the athletics check is going to be opposed, and whoever does better on that will win. And you've got to make 2 consecutive wins to win. But
Okay.
for the
so
acrobatics checks, you just have to make it.
Which one do we do first?
Let's do the athletics check first. They're
All right.
both going to happen simultaneously.
3.
This is for the athletics check.
Athletics. Yes.
Yeah, he's a small little puppy, but he is ridiculously strong for his size, and he's pushing your hand down and beginning to laugh as he picks up a dart to throw at the dartboard behind your head.
All right. I will pick up a dart and get a 5 for that.
Okay, he gets a 1. It's way off. It like zooms past your ear, and your dart goes dink right into the bullseye. There's little mirrors beside each of the bullseyes so they can see when you win. And as soon as you like take your hand and throw a perfect dart throw, Fluffy just like instantly like lets go of your tail. He gets up. Fine, whatever. And he throws 5 gold at you.
That was well done, Sean.
As he's walking off, my tail like grabs around the arm with the prosthesis and says, "Hey, this is a nice prosthesis. Where did you come across that?"
Oh, I had it hand carved personally for me. I'm glad you noticed. Thank you. I had to make the hands look realistic, paw-like, hand-like, and also able to still fit the darts.
Who carved it for you?
Oh, who did carve it for me? And he's going to try to remember. It was some man down the docks. He makes other kinds of prostheses too.
Could you direct us?
Name.
Could you send us in that direction? Point us to where in the docks he is?
Oh, sure. And he tells you some random location. It was Dalton Iron's blood. Yes. Dalton Iron's blood. If you go around asking, people know him. Anybody who loses limbs, well, he patches them up.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. Better luck with your fencing.
You're welcome. And he walks off, no longer perturbed.
Sean his belly is full. He's won some gold, and he'd like to go do some research about this prosthesis maker.
Okay.
Yes. Are you two coming along?
As a good lead as any, I will follow.
Nothing but time to kill till the moon comes out.
All right, you guys start heading down toward the warehouses and the old port, and you notice that time has indeed passed. It's now
I forgot. This is incredibly important, but we are close to the docks, correct?
You are heading towards the docks.
Okay. I will keep my eyes peeled for a good stick.
Okay, yeah. You're still very much in town. I mean, this is the closest bar, pub to the ports, but it's not actually at the port.
I salivate with anticipation.
Are you sure your character's not a kind of cephaloid? Are you sure he's not a dog?
He's a lumberjack. There's a whole other thing. We'll get to it. Ask me later.
You begin walking down. You see the city still is a bustle, and there is the sun has moved on. It's now getting close to, but is not quite yet, the evening.
Okay.
You get down to. You guys are heading to the warehouses, right? That's where he's set up. The south warehouses. So as you're getting there, like the last of the crates are coming off of the boats that have docked here for the night. It's a pretty big port town, Swordport is, and so a lot of sailors and porters are coming back and forth. It's pretty lively in the morning, but now toward the end, it's starting to calm down. People are aware that the weresharks might be coming out, and so people are trying to finish fast so that they're not out when the moon is. You do see a dwarf who has a peg leg and seems to be working on some kind of crafting material. He seems to be making some kind of prosthesis.
I'll ask him. That's a nice piece you seem to be working on there. Is that a hand?
No, it's not a hand. It's an extendo peg leg. I've made them myself.
Interesting. That sounds problematic, but not having legs, I'm sure I'm overlooking something.
An extendo peg leg lets you extend your leg up to get to the poop's nest.
But wouldn't that be unstable? Wouldn't you want two extendo legs?
Well, Pug may want two. I just need one.
All right. We had a few questions for you since you. We know that we've been investigating the wereshark problem around town, and we know that most of the people who have been seen as weresharks are apparently missing body parts, and we figured if anyone knows about people who are missing body parts, it's probably someone who makes replacement body parts. Would you have a few minutes to hopefully help us out?
Anything to make it worth my time?
I look around for a stick real quick.
You can make a persuasion check, you can make an intimidation check, you could just give this guy some gold. Any of those things might work.
Sean looks around. We have been told that if we're able to find and capture or eliminate the weresharks, that there might be a reward involved at that point in time. We might be able to cut you in on that.
He thinks it over, rubbing his chin. Make a persuasion check.
I should be making a deception check because I'm quite obviously lying.
Then you can make a deception check.
I have trusted your words.
5.
Okay, I can tell you what I know. What do you want to know? What do you know already?
We were talking to the fortune teller over in the chum bucket, and while most of his fortunes are roughly crap, this one did seem to be a little bit better than most. He told us about the possibility of a wereshark that was missing an eye and another one that was missing a hand. So we were hoping you might know about some people who have lost an eye or hand in the past month or two.
Well, do you remember Yule the Cunning?
Yeah, of course. But remind my friends here about him.
Oh, he's a halfling. He's very shifty, a shady character, if you will, and he came to me last moon asking for a replacement hand, a left hand.
Okay. You. Okay. Shifty, how? Did he look feverish? Did he look pale?
Well, I mean, he's like you, a halfling, so...
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know if he was pale. He seemed normal. Just When I say shifty, I mean he likes to steal things. Watch your coin purses when you.
What is that supposed to mean?
Likes to steal things?
Yeah. I think you mean liberate.
Yes, I liberate. Liberally.
Remind me, where does he live, or where does he like to hole up when he's in town?
He does like to visit the chum bucket, but lately he's having to work more frequently at the docks to pay off me.
Fair enough. What about somebody who might have lost an eye last full moon?
Nobody's been coming to me for eye patches, although you may see a little boy, Archie. He does wear an eye patch, but his eyes are fine. He just really wants to be a pirate.
Fair enough. Do you know anybody who makes glass eyes? I don't see any glassworking equipment around, so I assume that's not you.
No, I've not thought of the idea.
Well, I suppose you should.
How much does a leg like this that you're making go for?
Ooh, custom or stock?
Custom.
Oh, 1,000 gold easily. I'll even chop off your leg for free. Give me a moment to tell you what the actual prices are. I have to find
That's okay.
that page.
I was just curious, is it a prince's salary?
They're not cheap. About 400 gold, if you want one.
I would never give you a stick. Refusing to give you a stick would be a mercy. I'd hate to see you take something so sturdy and ruin it with your lack of grace. I am not happy with this.
You see Dalton is just like absolutely flabbergasted, like doesn't know what to do. He's literally carving a stick in front of you, and you're telling him you wouldn't give him a stick. He doesn't know what to do. He's
Chart. Those are absurd prices for something that would be helpful to folk. So,
we're talking about extendo peg legs, right?
I don't know what you're extending, but I don't want any part of it pointed towards me.
Fair enough. And Dalton grabs his stuff and walks off.
I'm sorry, I lost my cool with it. It really affronted me what he said about Yule. But there was a lead. I guess we could talk to Yule if we could find him.
Sounds reasonable. Guess we'll go off and look for you.
Make an investigation check. Everybody can make this check. We'll make this a team check. So we'll add up all your scores and see if you can find him.
3.
2.
Okay, yeah. As you work together to weed through this crowd of sailors that are going home and finishing up, you see a man who has, in fact, it's a halfling who has a prosthetic hand that seems to be quite curved, able to pick up the crates as he's moving them about. It is, in fact, Ryan, your character, Sean, would recognize him. It is, in fact, Yule the Cunning.
Yeah, he'll. I'll sidle up next to Yule and note that he's got a fancy new hand there.
Yeah, it was a accident.
When did that accident happen?
But just a few days ago, ship fishing trip.
I'll take a look at his hand and see how old the wound on it seems to be. Because if it happened a few days ago, then it'd be surprising that he was able to use a prosthetic already.
You can make a navigation, nature, or a medicine check to try to figure out the age of this prosthesis.
1.
You're not quite sure how old it is. You've never made one of these things before, and who knows, it could have been made before, long before he had the accident, and just been waiting with Dalton for somebody who needed it.
Well met, friend. May your pipe stay full and your garden bloom. Good sir. I am Droki, and I hope that you don't mind me saying, but from one halfling to another, I wanted to give you a word. There's a god. His name is like, I'm trying to remember the god's name. Pettigrew. Pettigrew, you seem to have a bit of a reputation that is unsavory, and I have quite defended against that. But I do think that you might be in over your head. If we want to, us three, provide a kind of safety for you. If you could confide in us, we could help you for the people that are looking to kind of sully your name, if you know what I mean. So we are safe. If you would like to let us know what's really been going on,
you can make a persuasion or deception check here.
I'm trying to persuade here. So that's a 4.
All right. You all look shifty-eyed, and he puts the crate down and says, "Come with me." And he looks here and there, and then walks you around to the back, to the alleyway between a couple of these buildings. I think we can talk here, in private. Here's the deal. And he looks closely at you, Sean. You're gonna keep this a secret, right?
Of course. You know me. I'm good for it.
It's been a little bit longer than a few days that I lost my hand. Last full moon, I don't quite remember what happened, but when I woke up, it was gone. And I'm concerned that I might be one of the weresharks now.
You have taken a brave step, Yule. A good first step. Admitting the fear is the first step in conquering that fear. Now, you think you might be a wereshark because
He holds up his hand.
your hand was with you when you went to sleep, and it was not when you woke. Can't say that has happened to me.
Yeah.
Has anyone else had a story like this? You? Other hands, eyes missing?
Well, I don't know.
With the full moon tonight, what is your plan?
Well, you see all of those crates back in there? If you look at how they're arranged, there's a spot where I can crawl in and maybe just stay there, locked away for the night. Hopefully.
That doesn't seem all that secure. Wouldn't it be better to be in some sort of a cage or chained down just in case, and then you could be released in the morning?
Do you own a cage, Sean?
That's a very personal question. I'd rather not answer that, but I do know where you might come across some. Yes? I'm assuming I know that.
Obviously, you know why I wouldn't want to go to the guards and be like, hey, I think I'm a wereshark. Lock me up tonight. They'll just pin me for 1,000 other crimes they haven't been able to solve yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Do we know of another place that might be safe to lock them up that's not like a city jail or something?
Well, could we put them in a crate?
Are there any crates made of steel, or are they all wooden crates?
Make an investigation check. And if you guys are all going to be looking for this, and Yule will be helping you, so you can make it with advantage.
Double fours.
3.
4.
All right. You find several sturdy crates that look to be made of nice hardwood, and then you come across a cage, like an actual legit cage that might hold a lion or some other kind of beast. But as you look closely, the lock is broken.
Does anybody here know how to weld?
No. More on the wood variety.
Yeah. Let's see. Are there any locks around, or anything we could use to like a bar that we could slide through? How intelligent are weresharks when they're in shark mode?
You do not know. You've not met one face to face. There are bars, though. You could slide a bar there and, makeshift it closed. But you don't know. You won't know how secure that would be. If you want to go ahead and try to lock Yule up, you do notice the sun is going down a little bit more.
Yeah, I think we should try to lock him in there. You said the lock is it broken, or like how is it broken? Like it won't lock, or it won't come undone? Or
so it's like a padlock, and you can see
right.
it like the mechanism where it would bind has like been busted apart, like something tore it off. If you want to try to makeshift lock him in there, make a lockpick check. Lockpick disarm
I
check.
can do that. I got advantage on that.
Did you say we could slide something in there? Like if Yule knew where a pry bar was?
Yeah, you can. So I'll let you flavor however it is that you want to try to lock it in. This is a warehouse. You're going to find crowbars all over the place to open up crates and different stuff. That's not even a check you need to make. The check is like, can you actually secure it on to legitimately lock it?
I'll do that here in just a minute. But Yule, before you go in, you'll want to leave your prosthetic out here. So in case you do transform, like you might destroy it, right? That would be awful. So how about we leave that out here? We just want to keep it safe.
Make a persuasion or deception check.
All right. 4.
He grits his teeth. He's not sure that he wants to give it up. Take a d20 and roll it.
Ooh.
A 1.
I think I'll keep it.
Fair enough. As he says that, I slide the bar in and try to get it well locked.
Good gentlemen, Percival and Sean. I can give you a more magical barrier of protection that might help us in the night. It lasts about 8 hours. However, it does take me 2 hours to cast this spell. If you feel like this might be a good time, as long as we're sufficiently close to midnight, I might want to protect one of you for the next 8 hours, at least.
Wouldn't we be close to sundown?
It is close to sundown.
Seems reasonable. And I got a 4 on the lockpick.
Lockpick seems well shut as it has surrounded. You've basically bent the bar around using your super big muscles snake-like muscles to wrap the crowbar like a snake around the door. So, are you casting this spell now, David? Is Druki doing that?
Yeah. If we're close enough, then it's the consistency spell.
Okay.
So it just says it takes 2 hours to cast and lasts 8 hours. Do I have to roll for that, or does it just happen?
You still have to roll for that spell.
Okay. And I'm going to choose to do the soul cast then.
Mm-hmm. And it is out of combat, so you are already considered to be focusing on the spell. It is possible, if you guys want to, you can stick around and help him cast this, and that would give him advantage.
If I try to amp it, what happens when I amp?
So you have your target that you have to beat, right? You have normally a 1, a 2, or a 3. And then if you focus, you reduce that number down to 2. So if you amp it, it goes up again. So but you have to have the spell amp feat if you've taken that feat to do that.
Oh, I may not have done that then.
You can amp it as many times as you want, which
okay.
For some
I don't
spells,
I don't think I did that then. I'll just do it normal. Who of you would like to be protected? And this is any roll that you make less than 4 is considered a 4 instead.
It does. How many people
offer it to Sean.
cast it on?
Sorry, I missed what you said.
I was just, how many people can he cast it on? Is this a
It's
single
just one.
circle or
It's one person, because I can't amp it.
Gotcha.
I will offer it to Sean.
All right. I'll take it.
I rolled a 3.
So the spell is successfully cast. You guys stick around as
And I just hold my stick for 2 hours.
stares at
his stick for 2 hours. Okay.
While he's doing this, you guys have a couple of hours to prepare yourself. Is there anything you want to do as like an adventure turn? Anything that you want to do to prepare for this? You can maybe go find an item. You could run down to the shops right before they close and try to find weapons or something like that. Or you could just fiddle.
I want to look through all these crates and see if there's anything useful in any of those.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Two.
A 2? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you happen upon something good anyway. You get a pendant of eyes. While wearing this pendant, once each combat, you can search without taking a reaction. So you can look around and find something that might help you in the battle. You could notice things about the terrain or about maybe the monster just for free. But that's only once per combat. Okay, Heath, what is Percival doing during this 2 hours?
I would like to go down to Oldport. Is that the one that would be closer?
Yes.
And seeing that Druki is helping us, I would like to go and find a nice piece of driftwood for Druki.
You can make an investigation check or a navigation nature check here to try to find the driftwood.
A 3.
3. Take a d20. As you're looking around, you think you find something in the sand, and you run up to it. You begin digging out of the sand.
17.
And you find not just some driftwood. You find a beautiful piece of driftwood. It's somehow straight and smooth. The tides have worn it down perfectly, and it's the exact size for a halfling. As you hold it up, you marvel it. What do you do then?
I look at it as a sign. It's been here waiting for me to find it. And then I selfishly think, I can make some nice knife handles out of this. But no, I'll bring it back to Druki.
And you walk it back. And as you come in, you see that Sean has a new pendant with this huge eye on it that seems to be like looking at you as you walk in. And then Druki finishes casting his spell. He's staring at his stick.
Good stick. Well, that is an envious piece of wood you have there, my friend.
Just really appreciate what you're doing. So enjoy it.
Are you seriously giving over such a piece of wood to me?
My wood is now your wood.
Brings a tear to my eye. I know it's silly, but I have a younger brother, and we were lumberjacks together, and we would go find sticks together. You know how you do in the woods, and it just helps me reminds me of him. So he would have liked this wood quite a lot, I think. Thank you. I take the wood.
And Yule says, "Hey, what'd you find for me?"
We found you a cage.
He goes and sits into the corner of his cage and begins moping.
So, are we inside or outside?
You are inside the warehouse. You found that cage in the warehouse. You didn't want to lift such a heavy cage, so you left it where it is, and you stuck Yule inside of this cage. The sun has just set. The sky is turning black and purple.
Is there a door that that opens to the east, like a big doors that we can see out since it's a warehouse? Or
Yeah, there's like huge barn doors that slide across the ground on little wheels, and you can close them. There are guards that walk around these warehouses. You could actually be hired as a guard if you want to spend the night here as a guard.
Looking out of those doors, do we see the moon coming up over the horizon?
You do indeed see the moon beginning to shine.
As that comes up, I'm just gonna keep a watch on our cage halfling friend here, on Yule. Does anything seem to be happening with him?
The moonbeams have not yet struck him, but as you wait for the moon to fully rise, you hear him begin to make like guttural retching sounds, and then you see he's facing away from you, and you see his mouth begin to open up, and just teeth begin to form and force their way through his skull and out of his body, and he screams, and suddenly he's transformed, ripped open like the Hulk, and blue skin comes out, and he begins banging up against the cage. And he begins biting at it. You can see this huge jaws just ripping at the bars. What do you do?
What a shifty little man.
That was one of the more disturbing things I've seen this week.
Quite disturbing. So it's true.
Appears to be. Does the cage seem like it's holding?
Oh, yeah, let's find out. The cage is beginning to bust and break in. I need one person. Heath, would you roll me a d20, actually? You did well last time. Hopefully this will work out for you again.
13.
It barely is holding on as it's being pushed in. The crowbar, because it's been wrapped around so nicely, it's just closing and cinching in as the cage gets pushed further and further open. The crowbar that's holding it in is put on in such a way that it's tightening up like a noose.
I'm thinking we should have gotten some kind of anesthetic or something to knock him out for the rest of the night, because leaving him in this cage for the next 10 hours or 8 hours seems like a not great proposition.
Do the guards walking around react?
They're outside of the warehouse. So they have not yet made their way inside yet. You could call their attention and say, hey, come over here, or you could try to hide it, or you could just let it be. What do you want to do?
Are these city guards, or are they like private security?
These are guards specifically for Old Port. They've been hired by Old Port as kind of like a holding space, like an extra vessel spot where you can house things before you send them out to port or before you send them out to the rest of the city. So it's privately owned, this building and these guards.
Can we get the attention of the guards and say, hey, can you go get the city guard? We've caught one of the weresharks. It needs to be guarded until morning.
As you call them over, a guard looks in, immediately sees what's going on, and just books it. They don't pay me enough for this. And he's headed. He may be going to tell the guards. He might not be. He didn't give you confirmation.
Are there more guards outside? Can we go grab one of them?
Yes, but you'd have to leave the warehouse. You'd have to leave Yule here if you wanted to.
I tell my two halfling buddies, you stay here and keep an eye on that. I'll be right back, and I'm going to slither off and get one of the port guards.
Okay. While Sean is slithering off, Percival and Druki, what are you guys doing?
I guess this means a few implications. Someone did convert him into a wereshark without his knowing or consent, right? Someone amputated his hand, and somehow that turned him into a shark. We have a wereshark assassin. I'm not sure what this means.
Using one of my chef puns, we certainly are in a pickle.
I feel like really sandwiched with information. That didn't
All right,
work.
simmer down. Simmer down.
I didn't want to get too cheesy with it, but okay. Do you feel like the pug and his fellows have anything to do with this?
Well, it would be suspicious that he's got those beautifully made mop legs, and he is not turned. Is he? What is the name? Is he a dog person?
He is. Pug is, and so is Prince Fluffy.
The guy making the prosthetics was not a dog person, though,
No,
right?
he was a dwarf.
He was a dwarf. Okay, that's right. It could just be, I guess, lucky, but it does not sit well with me. Percival, if I also feel indebted to you with this gift, why are you here? Is there anything that I can do for you?
I appreciate it, but we got bigger fish to fry right now.
That was a good fish. All right. I think I'm going to try to soothe and talk to Yule during this time. I want to see if they can if he can have any control. I'd like to tell him to like breathe deeply. You're not a wereshark. You are a halfling. I want to see if I can get through and see if there's any registering of his name, anything like that. Just kind of do some tests to see how responsive and coherent he is.
Being a hermit, I think this would be a good time for you to make a spirit check to see if you can resonate with Yule.
Okay. So I use the spirit saving throw thing?
Spirit saving throw, yes.
Ooh. That's a 6.
All right. So get a tick. And as you're like communicating, you're not communicating with words anymore. You're going to like this bestial brain, and you just kind of like grunt and howl and yip. And in doing so, Yule kind of sees you. He has to like turn his head now because his eye is in a different location. And you see the saliva beginning to run down his huge jaws with just rows and rows of razor sharp teeth. But he stills himself for a moment. And then he bashes against the cage. And the cage lock is coming undone. And he's beginning to make his way out to you. Sean, at this moment, comes back in and announces that the guards are coming. They're on their way. But he's all the way across on the other side of the warehouse. And Yule is breaking free of this cage. He's getting his maw out. I need one person to roll initiative who has not done this yet. I think, David, you've not rolled initiative. You have that giant dice. Now's the time.
I'm actually going to use the little one now. That's a 12.
12 again. You guys go first. Yule is breaking out of this cage. Sean, you're all the way across, so it's going to take, it's like 9 meters or so. So it will take your action, reaction, and movement to get all the way in combat range, or you can take a couple of turns and throw some like ranged attacks at him.
I think I would like to try something first. Okay. So I have this earth element, and I want to use the target form. So characters must ward against this elemental arcana as like dirt and rock appear. If successful, he'll be restrained. You know, he can't move. His speed is 0, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And dodge rolls are made with disadvantage. So I have to roll elemental.
Yes, or you can roll spirit save instead because of the hermit's ability. Soul cast.
That's a 5.
Can I aid him with that?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I will roll one more die. 5 is still the best.
Okay. So as you're casting this earth you're targeting him, right? So
targeting him.
You begin to see just like rocks form out of the aether and surround him and just like weigh him down and like push down on his flipper-like feet, and he gets sunk and dragged down to the ground, and he just like starts laying on the ground. There's like rubble all around him. He's stuck in the cage, surrounded in rubble.
I can't move, right? Sorry. Yeah.
You can move if you want to back
up. Can I move? I'll back away. Yeah. I was like, he's restrained. I was like, shout out of like, I've got him restrained. He can't move, and I will back up.
Who's up next? Is that me?
Yes, that's how our turn order was. Unless you guys want to change it, it's up to you because we take basically turn initiatives.
Gotcha. From where I am, I'm gonna try and hit the shark in the mouth with a sling bullet.
Okay.
So with the spell that was cast on me, is that for every roll or a single one? How does that work?
It says any roll that you make that's less than a 4 is considered a 4 instead.
And so that's for the next 8 hours. Just every roll I do that's less than that.
Yep. Okay,
but I don't get kicks unless I actually roll a 4.
Right.
Right. So I'm going to attack with a ranged attack, which was a 1, so that goes up to a 4. Ah.
So as You see Sean slinging this sling. You see the bullets not going where it's supposed to, that it would hit the cage, but then somehow it just like seems to shift over and hit Yule in the eye.
Right down the throat.
Yeah. And you're moving forward? Are you using your reaction to move forward again?
I'll move forward with just my move.
Okay. Heath, what's Parsifal?
That puts me, 3 feet?
3 meters, yeah.
3 meters, yeah.
Heath, what's Percival doing?
He's still in the cage?
He's still in the cage. He's surrounded by rocks, but the cage has been busted open. So if he somehow gets free of the rocks, he'll be able to break his way out of the cage.
Poke him with a stick.
I will get in the way of his escape if I am able to get there and block his path out.
Okay. Are you just trying to like stand in the way, or are you trying to like close the gate back up?
My initial intent was to keep him from escaping the cage.
Okay, so you're just blocking the entrance.
Sorry, what? Yeah, the first one you said, sorry.
Okay, so you run up, you stand, you're in the way. If he's going to attack, he's going to attack you because you're right there. Okay.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to do?
I'm going to save well, I have an action, right?
Yes, you have action and a
Yeah,
reaction.
we'll attack him.
Okay.
A 2.
He's pinned down. He's tried to ward the thing, so he's kind of already distracted. You're able to come in and slash at him for a couple of points of damage. Okay. And Percival, you've used your action already. So now it is Yule's turn. And he's going to try to attack the closest thing because he's not thinking too clearly in his wereshark ways. He is going to attack you, Percival. You can try to block or dodge this attack.
We're going to dodge it.
Okay. Oh, no.
I have a D8 in there. That's a 1.
No, he got a 7. He takes a big chunk out of you.
Damn.
You take 7 points of piercing damage. And
No!
you see them. If this were a different kind of wereshark and not a halfling wereshark, you could see how easily it would be for them to just swallow a halfling whole. As it is, he just gets like a big chunk taken out of his shoulder as he does kind of try to dodge out of the way, but it gets really good grip on the shoulder. Okay, are we changing the initiative order, or do you want to keep it like our last round when we went David, Ryan, Heath, or do we want to go a different way?
I'm fine keeping it.
Okay. David.
Okay, sorry. I guess I'm very aware that taking a bite from a wereshark could have long-term health consequences to my friend who just gave me a magnificent stick. So I'm going to run up and try to heal him with a touch spell very quickly and see if that will just somehow mitigate whatever curse could potentially transfer.
Okay.
So I will roll my thing. That's a 6. If that's my
Successful cast.
third tick mark, I go up to an 8.
That's right.
All right, I'm at a D8 now.
That's such a cool mechanic. I love
that mechanic. It's so fun. All right, so I channel that. That's 2d10 health. You can roll that if you would like to back. So I had to run up to do that, and then that's my action. To do that, I'm like, stay with me, friend. Stay with me.
You see the bite mark begin to close up. Are you fully healed now?
Yep.
It just fully healed up. You're not sure if the curse was transferred or not, though. But health-wise, Percival looks great. What is Sean doing, Ryan?
He's going to... Was the Pendant of Eyes a reaction?
It's without taking an action or reaction. You just get to search for something. You just kind of look around and notice something.
Okay. Do I have to say what I'm looking for?
No, you could just say, it would help me if you would do that, but yes.
Yeah, I'm going to look around and see if there's something that's that I can use to either further restrain him, like a bit more permanently, or something that would be useful to attack him, like, I don't know, a red barrel sitting right next to the crate. Or if there's something odd about him or on his person. So any of those things.
Okay, make an investigation check. And this is without taking a reaction or action, so you'll still have both of those.
All right. Investigation. 2.
2, okay. You thought you might have seen a red barrel, and then, no, that was just a trick of the eyes. But you do see a coil of rope that is sitting next to you that you could use. Okay. It looks like heavy rope that you'd see on a ship. So this rope can really hold things in place.
All right. I'm going to take another swing at him. Or wait, that 2 should have turned into a 4, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because the spell cast on me. So
you see the rope, and then you look, and there is not a barrel, but it is a keg. It's a tiny powdered keg behind the cage. You're not really sure how that got there.
I'm going to take my sling bullet and I'm going to fire at that tiny powder keg. And as I do that, I'm going to yell, "Get down!" That got a 1, but it gets kicked up to a 4. And what happens then? And that will inform what I do next.
Well, Percival and Druki, you guys are right there next to this barrel. You hear Sean yell, "Get down!" What do you do? Do you jump prone?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
Heath, does Percival jump prone?
Yeah, I think I already used my reaction to dodge, so I don't know if I can move.
It is the next round, so
okay.
So you can still move.
Yeah, let's get out of there.
You guys,
let's get out of the kitchen.
Jump! And as you hit the ground, the rock bounces, tick, 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 and then you hear and I didn't know there were explosions in this game, but now there are. And Ryan, would you roll, let's say 5d4? This seems appropriate.
Right. Do these all just turn into 4s? Is that how that spell works?
I guess it is it not?
Any roll.
Okay.
I mean, and so then if it's for damage, that's just max. So
yeah.
20?
Yep. Okay. So it just explodes, and the cage just goes rocketing through the air with Yule in it. There's fire everywhere. Everything is burned up. It slams across the warehouse over your heads. It flies. And then you're able to get back up. You look inside the cage, and Yule is on the ground, still covered somehow magically in rocks that's pinning him to the ground. And he is barely moving, barely breathing, but still alive.
And how far is he from me now?
He is now, we'll say, just like 3 meters. He landed where you once were last turn.
All right. So I'm going to pick up the rope and then move the 3 meters to be beside him. Not in front of him. I don't want to be in front of those teeth, but just far enough away that with those rocks on top of him, he can't reach me.
Gotcha. All right. Percival.
Well, let's put him out of his misery. I'll run up and fillet him. Attempt to fillet him. With a 2.
He only had 1 HP left. So how do you do this?
Well, as a chef, I quarter him out as fast as I can. And he's into chunks just laying there.
You see Percival run up on this heap, and then just a blur of hands and cooking knives, and then all of a sudden there's perfect cubes of wereshark meat all around, and a pile of wereshark teeth. Actually, Heath, would you roll me a d6 to see what you are able to loot off of this wereshark?
4.
Yeah, you find, in addition to all of the wereshark meat, you find mangled and torn clothes, somehow saved and not chopped to bits.
That seemed unnecessary. Weren't we supposed to bring him back alive?
I was going to say, they did request a live specimen, but at least we can confirm that it was you. So there is some truth to that.
I'm gonna, with him now in cubes and feeling less in danger, I'm gonna slither over and pick up the prosthetic hand and take a look at it.
Okay. As you investigate it, it does look similar to Dalton's handiwork. It does seem like Dalton was telling the truth about it. It is a left hand.
Is there anything magical about it or unsettling? Or is it just an iron hand or whatever?
It is just a hand. There's nothing special about this prosthesis.
All right. I guess, are the guards around? Have they showed up? Or are we just standing around cubed shark meat?
Yes, I did forget about the guards. They do come in eventually a little late. And they notice that half of the warehouse is now on fire, so they start running to the ocean to grab buckets of water and put it out. And they're screaming and there's commotion. One of the guards comes up to you. Did you do this? Did you set this warehouse on fire? Are you like those hooligans that have been playing tricks on this warehouse? What's going on here?
We were attacked by the wereshark. You can see all the teeth and the cartilage everywhere, and we had to defend ourselves. There may have been a minor amount of collateral damage.
Minor! This is halfway exploded!
The wereshark's ways are mysterious to us all, friend.
That's what insurance is for. What is this, California?
This is Oport. We don't have insurance.
Sounds like a you problem.
Hey, quit yelling at us and put out the fire. Yeah.
You see more people running in buckets. Do you guys help out trying to put out the fire, or do you just stick around your trophy?
I will help put it. I don't like seeing wood burn.
Okay.
While he's helping, I'm going to question guards and ask if there have been any other disturbances around town tonight, if there have been any other attacks that they might be aware of.
Okay. Heath, what's your character doing at this point?
I am investigating the shark meat, checking its texture, and probably going to put a piece or two in my pack, and definitely a fin, put it in my pack.
Okay. David, I need you to make an athletics check. Heath, I need you to make a performance check. And Ryan, I need you to make an investigation check.
3.
Okay. Ryan, as Sean is slithering about trying to get the guards' attention, they're all just busy putting out the fire. You do see Druki coming up with buckets of water and splashing out the flames as Percival is turning around and tasting the texture of the wereshark.
I am not tasting it.
You were just checking, feeling the texture. You pocket a little bit of it, but you definitely you think about it and then you decide better of it.
I want to, but I don't.
You pocket the wereshark meat. And then you hear a cry from the Bay Area where the guards are out. And you scatter, they kind of scatter and they stop going toward the water. And you hear somebody shout, "Wereshark, wereshark." What do you do now?
I look at my halfling friends and say, sounds like there's more bounty to be had in that direction. Before we leave, I look around and see are there any kegs, any additional kegs that have not caught on fire that I could take with me?
Roll an investigation check, which is automatically gonna be 4.
Oh, you're right. It is a 4. Haha.
You find somehow there's another one sitting on the other side. I guess they spread them out just in case.
Easy.
So you grab it and you start shuffling out of the door.
Slithering out.
Slithering.
Well, I'm extra excited for this. Let's go.
As I hear the pun, I just slap him across the face and say, no more kitchen puns, and keep slithering away.
I want to secretly whisper to Percival, my favorite kind of lettuce is romaine, so let us remain friends. Extend my hand.
You're on a roll.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
And you rush down to the docks where you do in fact see a wereshark with an eye patch over its eye, and it is currently munching on one of the guards. To the other guards' dismay, they're trying to find their weapons, but they're falling in the sand. They're just totally like out of it. They are terrified of this wereshark and absolutely no help to you in this moment. I'm gonna roll initiative for this one, and we're gonna see what happens. 9. So,
Of course.
the wereshark's going to go first. And it chops the head off of the guard and throws its body into the ocean, and then rushes forth towards another guard and picks it up and begins like opening its mouth over that guard. It's your turn now. Are we keeping... What order do you guys want to go in?
I want to go first on this one.
Okay.
I slither up and yell, "Hey, Sharky boy, heads up!" and chuck the keg directly into its open mouth as it's coming down.
Okay.
So I assume that's a ranged attack?
It is a ranged attack. You would make this with a disadvantage, so we'll still have that, even though
it will be a 4.
It's gonna be a 4.
I mean, I got double ones, but it doesn't matter. It's a 4, and presumably he chomps on the keg.
you chuck the keg up and it like lands in the sand and then somehow rolls forward and pops up into his mouth because magic. It is in his mouth now. As he's chomping down, we said, I believe, 5d4 previously for these kegs.
Yep.
So, 5d4 again, but consistency and magic makes them all 4s. So a huge explosion. And the guard that was in the wereshark's hand is right up close to it as it explodes, and you just see charred body fly off and a charred and very mangled and burnt wereshark who's still alive standing on the shores.
That was my turn.
Heath, what's Percival do?
We're gonna think outside the box here, learn from my mistake. Probably a terrible idea. I would like to run up to the wereshark. Out of melee distance, though, and pull out a piece of shark meat and attempt to parlay with it and say, look what I've done to your friends. You'll be next if you don't stop right now.
You can make,
I don't know if
you can make a diplomacy or an intimidation check.
they're the same, but Silver Tongue, I get advantage on it. 4.
It stops, and you can see in its eyes, it really wants to just rip you to shreds. But it doesn't. It holds itself back. Something about this human or humanoid that is in this wereshark is there and listening to your reasoning.
Druki, come tie him up.
All right, friend. Just tying you up with stone. And I'm going to try to do the same restraining elemental attack.
Okay.
I don't feel confident that he won't munch on me. So I am going to... Oh, I roll d8s now.
Yes, you do.
That's an 8! I'm amazing!
And so you get another tick. Oh my gosh. So out of the aether comes more rocks that just seem to like pull themselves up out of the sand and push down on this wereshark who is just glaring at Percival and glaring past him at Sean.
So you're on good. Stay there.
Was I able to bring the rope and the keg, or just the keg?
You could have taken both, yeah.
All right.
The wereshark.
I think it's the shark's turn, right?
Yeah. But he's going to just sit tight. We're going to actually have him make a spirit save to see if he can... where are my d4s? To see if he can actually control himself. And he does. And he stays put, suppressing whatever bestial instincts have been ramped up magically and transforming him. We are, for the sake of like this now, out of combat. This wereshark is in control. You have him tied up for the moment. You may want to continue tying him up. He may not stay this way. You are very well aware that this is thin ice, but you're currently not in combat.
Yeah, I'm going to go up and tie around his mouth with this heavy rope and then tie him all up as best I can.
Okay. Make a lockpick, disarm, trap check.
All right.
I only need to know if it's greater than 4 because consistency.
All right. It's 5.
Okay, yeah. It is very tight on. He can't even talk. He's having to breathe through its nostrils and its gills.
I guess
I can remove the magic, you think? Or should we keep him restrained?
I'd give him as restrained as possible.
And I shall keep it up, I guess.
Can you heal? Did the guard die? Or
yeah, I think he.
Are there any other guards around?
Yes, and they're still like terrified. You see some of them are like picking up what's left of their friend that just got bitten in half. The other guards are going to the charred remains of the other guard. There's tears, there's fear, there's anger, there's all kinds of emotions in the guard. They still are not any help to you. You can see some of them, like that guard that was talking to you earlier, want to just like beat the heck out of you because not only did you blow up their warehouse, now you just like killed one of their friends. They're not happy.
I mean, to be fair, one of their friends had been bitten by a wereshark, so we did him a favor. I don't say that to him. I'm just pointing it out. What was the name of the guard that hired us in the first place?
His name was
Patague.
Patague.
Patague. Is he nearby, or do we see him at all?
You can make an investigation check to try to find him. It is night. People are still trying to put out the fires in the southern warehouse.
I rolled a 1, but that's a 4.
And somehow you catch Percival as he's walking down to go and check on these guards. He's been summoned. He was a day shift guard, so he was kind of off shift, but now everybody's being called to clean up the warehouse.
He was very much off shift. You know that.
We tell Patague, so we've handled one of the weresharks, and we did see him transform, so we can confirm that yes, it is local townsfolk or sailors that have been cursed in some way, and we have this other one that we've restrained that hopefully you and the other guards can keep underguard until moonset in the morning.
Well, also, you will want to tell them the unusual circumstance of like he went to sleep with the hand, woke up without a hand.
Yeah.
Like tell them the whole situation. Like someone seems to be intentionally doing this, or weresharks are sneaking in and doing something mysterious has happened.
And we believe there are 2 more?
Yes.
I do have 2 more knowledge left.
Okay, thank you for letting me know about these weresharks. We will keep them under wraps. For now, if you would like, you can go rest at the guardhouse. It's empty for the moment as we're all trying to put out these fires. Somebody left a keg in the warehouse. Who does that?
Right?
Maybe we make our own arrangements. Things are a bit tense with the guards, I think.
And we have 2 more weresharks to look for. And what time is it? Like, is it midnight? Is it 2 in the morning?
It is probably closer to midnight than 2 in the morning.
All right.
So you guys...
I guess we keep looking for weresharks.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Where are you going? Are you going to stay here on the sand?
Is there any ships out right now?
They are all docked, except one that you see is coming into port right about now.
We'll start there.
Yeah.
So it is coming into port, and you notice the entire crew is kynocephaloids. They're all dog-headed people, and everybody on the ship is working hard through the night, and they have a load of fish that they seem to be the only ones who've been out fishing toward dusk and have been able to just capitalize on the open waters. And they're trying to bring in people. They see the fire, so they're concerned about that. You hear some talking, almost barking, of the kynocephaloids deciding whether they actually want to unload the fish or leave it on there until morning.
If I yell out to them, can they hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry for not remembering the name. The magic marlin?
The magic swordfish. Yes.
Okay. I'll yell out, by chance, did you catch any magic swordfish? I'll pay a pretty price.
You see one of the kynocephaloids jump off and go to a small boat. We didn't catch any, but I'll take you out for a night of fishing, if you so dare.
I'm with you, Percival, whatever you decide.
Well, my hopes is to get this and set a trap, but I don't think we would have enough time to go out to sea, catch it, and come back.
No. Also, you and whisper, like, I'm not sure if my healing fully took care of everything. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't see you turning into a wereshark under the moon now, so I feel pretty confident, maybe.
Should we... What is this sailor's name?
My name is Zoom.
Zoom, how long would it take us to get out there and back?
I can have you out and back in just a couple of hours. I'm very good at what I do, but it will cost you.
The swordfish, what medicinal properties or things are special about this fish?
It makes you a better fighter. Don't you know about the fencing competitions they do in Swordport? Everyone comes here to try our delicious swordfish and be better at fencing. People come from all over the world just to try this delicacy. Unfortunately, the weresharks, I see you somehow have one tied up over there, have been eating all of them.
Are they eating them in the waters?
It would seem. Yes, we've seen several weresharks about tonight. Luckily, we are all immune, me and my crew. And you hear the crew howl.
Could you take us back to where they're hunting?
Yes, but you could die, so it's not on my hands if they do attack.
Would we have to pay you to take us to where they're hunting so we can bring them in?
Indeed, you do understand the situation, yes.
What's the going rate for a 3-hour tour?
3 hours. It is 5 gold an hour. So, 15.
Each or total?
For the trip, total.
It seems reasonable, I suppose. Sean is not happy about this, but he'll pay.
Excellent.
He does expect everybody to chip in.
Oh, yeah. As I hand over 5 gold, yes. Has anyone been winning at the fencing of late?
Yes.
Who is it that seems to be this reoccurring champion?
Oh, some uppity elf. His name, let me remember. Thorn Leaf Lover.
When did he start winning?
Oh, as soon as he arrived. It would have been 3 or 4 moons ago.
And when did the wereshark problem occur? When did that start?
3 or 4 moons ago. Do you think this Thorn is the wereshark?
I don't know much at all. I only have 2 knowledge, but one of them might be this fellow.
He wears an eye patch, this Thorn.
Something to consider.
Most people
Sean's
don't
eyes
notice.
Sean's eyes just flicker back and forth to the tied up wereshark a couple of times.
The tied up wereshark does have an eye patch.
Could I have seen if he had a tan line also?
You know what? You're right next to him. Make an investigation check. Let's see if he has a tan line. Important information.
4.
He indeed does have a tan. Even though it's kind of sharky, it's blue, but there's a lighter blue right where it would go over the eye patch. You can see it's a little off because the eye patch is shifted and when he transformed. But he does indeed have a tan line.
All right, he's not faking. He's always wearing it. Okay, important.
So I guess we're gonna head out onto the seas looking for weresharks.
Okay, you guys all chip in, so subtract 5 gold to pay for Zoom's service here.
I would like to see if he'll sell me a spear as well, if he's got that laying around.
There are harpoons on board. He'll sell you one for a measly 2 gold.
Got it.
It is a little worn, but it is still good.
I have a DM question. How well can Naga swim? Because generally snakes are really good in the water, but I don't know how good the Naga are.
You won't have any disadvantage for swimming, but you also won't have any advantage. It'll be a straight athletics check.
All right, so we can review what we know. People with missing hands or eye patches are suspect to turn into weresharks. We know that some are being converted into weresharks without their desire. Someone's working in the middle of the night. Can't imagine why someone would target you unless it's someone is specifically turning people into weresharks to eat up this swordfish to prevent others from partaking in the swordfish. Only person with motivations like that seem to be fencers or fighters. That seems to be my thought. Does anyone else have a similar or different thought?
There's probably some value to that dwarf who was making prosthesis. More of a more market for his goods, which sell at outrageous prices.
I would think that might be the case. Plus, I just didn't like him.
As you're discussing this, Zoom has been, to his name, zooming you out across the waters and rowing, and you've gone out of this little inlet that the port sits in, and you're now in the open waters around the shore. You can see it far behind you. This is where the wereshark was seen last. Keep an eye out. She may still be around. I need everybody to roll either investigation or navigation nature. David, did you want to say something before that?
No. I thought whatever it was is slipping my mind.
You got a 1, but that's a 4.
I chose to use the one with nature, so I got a 7
Okay.
on investigation. Sorry.
You do see, as you're looking out across the water, the moon keeps everything incredibly bright. It seems almost like the moon itself here has more power than in other places, and skimming across the water is a fin. It doesn't look like a shark fin. It looks larger, and it's coming near your boat.
I will point that out to folks if they don't see it. Zoom. Is this a wereshark?
Aye.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, what do we do?
Start checking the harpoons. Are the harpoons on rope?
Yes, they're basically a spear with a rope tied to it, so you can check the harpoon and then pull on it. I've actually been working on rules specifically for harpoons.
Nice.
I trust the captain's experienced in this. He wouldn't take us out here if he wasn't ready for action.
I am ready to attack, but it will cost you 20 gold.
That is absurd. I do have a bow and 40 arrows on it. I'm not the best shot. But I have enough arrows that if I hit a barn 1 out of 10 times, I would hit the barn 4 times. So,
If you're offering to give me those bows and arrows in payment instead of 20 gold, I accept.
absolutely not, good sir. Zoom. I'm just going to go ahead and knock an arrow.
I'm going to sidle up alongside the side of the boat, and believing that asking for forgiveness is better than asking for permission, I'm going to hide, which I guess I need to roll for stealth to hide, and I'm going to grab one of the harpoons and then do a surprise attack against the wereshark.
Okay.
So my stealth, which I have advantage on, let's see, I have double advantage on that. I'm not sure why, but it's marked twice on here.
So you roll 2. You roll 3 dice and pick the higher.
I got an actual 4, so I get a tick there.
Is that all night? It's
It's the next 8 hours.
So it's until like 4 in the morning or something like that. I did actually get a 4 on my stealth, so I hid, and now I'm going to chuck the harpoon at the at the wereshark and do. And I have surprise attack, so I will double the damage. I'm rolling for my ranged attack, which I got a 2, but that's a 4, so that doubles up to 8 damage.
Okay, so as
I
you guys
assume that it also stabs into him.
As you guys are planning your attack, suddenly Sean disappears. You look around the boat. It's a tiny boat, but he's gone. And then out he pops with the spear, with the harpoon, and he chunks it into the water. Dead eyes. The shark hits her in the side of the neck, and you are now being dragged through the water behind the wereshark. I need somebody to roll initiative for us.
I'll do that since this. Well, no, okay, never
You
mind.
do a D20.
14.
Okay. And yes, I would have ruled if you rolled less than 4.
If I got to 1, it would have been a 4.
Which would mean that you win initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, 14.
Okay, 14. So you guys go first. You've speared this wereshark. You're being drugged through the water behind her.
Oof. Go ahead.
Good. I was just going to start trying to pull the rope and I assume there's like a horn or something in the boat that I can wrap it around to try and. I don't know that it would be pulling her towards us or pulling us towards her, but either way.
You're trying to wrap up to reel in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
All right. 3, so 4.
You're cranking away. Heath, what's Percival doing?
We're going to launch the harpoon out there.
Another harpoon. All right. Make a ranged attack.
1.
Yikes. It goes wide into the water. And then as you're reeling it back in, it scrapes on the back of the wereshark. You do a little bit of damage, but you did not spear her.
I will go ahead and take a shot with my bow. As a 1. As predicted.
You nicked the back of her fin.
Can I constant encouragement that?
Yes, you can. You can roll with advantage.
That has improved to a 2.
Right before you let loose.
Can I aid?
Yes, you can.
Unbelievably, it's now a 4. I just doubled each time. Is that a tick mark then?
Yes, it is.
Yep. Oh, thank you.
You see in your mind that you're going to miss, and then Percival's he says, "What do you say?" as you're encouraging him.
I don't know if this one's been said. Don't get egg on your face. Don't miss.
And you see it in your mind, and that tells you, oh yeah, I'm going a little too far, and you let loose, and the arrow goes through the fin, where it would have.
As I'm pulling on the rope, the rope, my tail loops up and whacks Percival across the face and says, "What did I say about food puns?"
And then the wereshark is going to try to drag you guys down. So she is beginning to pull you guys under, and in a few turns, the boat is going to be flipped over, and you'll be in the waters, out of the boat, if you don't stop her in a couple of turns. Okay.
Was that her turn?
That was her turn.
All right. I'm going to pick up another harpoon because pulling her in doesn't seem all that useful. I'm going to chuck another harpoon at her.
Okay.
Make a ranged attack. There we go. There's a 2, so that turns into a 4.
She's trying to dodge this because now she knows you're there, but she's already harpooned in, so when she moves, you just move with her, and you stab her in the back with another harpoon. You've got 2 harpoons in the back of this wereshark. Okay, math is hard. Heath, what is Percival doing?
Same thing. Let's chuck a harpoon. 3.
And you land another one in the back of this wereshark. She now has 3 harpoons in her. You've got 3 ropes attached to these spears. David.
I think I'll just keep with the arrows, and I'll take another shot. That's a 1.
Constant encouragement.
Are you aiding too?
That's a 4.
Oh.
Amazing.
And you hear another excellent pun in your ear, but we won't say it for the sake of the snake, or will we?
We just look at each other, and I'm just like, it's a very, we just, in our heads, it clicks at the same time. The eye patch is a very iconic look, We both get it at the same time. We know.
And you let the arrow go. Zoom is just sitting in the back laughing. This is the best. You guys are great adventurers. And you're just being drugged. And then it all of a sudden turns around and the boat's beginning to dip down into the water. And then the wereshark jumps up and begins to bite at you. And she's biting at Sean. You can try to block or dodge this bite.
I will attempt to dodge. Five.
She got an 8. And she takes a big chunk out of you. And you have puncture wounds, and they go deep into your skin. You need to make a body saving throw. Oh, I'm sorry. No, just your body save drops. Because she got a critical hit on you. But then she lets you go, and she goes back into the water because she's still trying to pull your boat around and under. And the ropes have now, that you've caught, have gone around your boat. And so now they're beginning to crush in as she's pulling you down. In one more turn, if you don't kill her or break these ropes, you'll be underwater, out at sea. The shore is a very far way away.
So how far away from us is she?
She is roped up and pulling you. She's maybe less than 6 meters from you, 3 or 4.
Can I reach her in a single turn?
If you want to jump out of the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Before I do that, I'm going to ask for healing. If I can,
yeah, I will do. I was prepping on that, so I roll for my spell. Oh no, that is double 1s. I think that means the spell fails.
That's what that means.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Can I aid that?
Yes, you can.
That's a 5.
Sean, I'm going to aid you eventually. I promise.
That's a 5.
So,
okay.
As you begin casting this spell, Percival just sees that you're not quite paying attention, and he's able to come in and help you refocus. No, just focus on this spell real fast, and that gives you the attention you need.
But I got this really good pun. Oh, no, I should finish the spell.
Don't get cooked.
There it is. I guess if I could touch him, I'll use touch, and that's 2d10 HP.
Yes.
Okay. 2d10. So I got a 7 and a 3, so that 3 rounds up to 4, so I got 11 healed.
Sure.
Which gets me back to full, so I'm feeling great. And then I'm going to jump into the water and grapple the shark.
You're barely able to make it out to her, but you try to wrap yourself around. She is going to try to dodge you.
All right. I got a 3, so that rounds up to a 4.
Which is what... Well, let's see, actually. She's got advantage on dodge. Oh, she has 5. She got a 5. She barely slips out of your grasp. You're in the waters next to her, but she's not grappled by you.
All right.
Heath, what's Percival doing?
I'm going to throw a harpoon.
She's got 3 in her already.
Oh, if mine is stuck in there, I don't have one then, right?
There are lots of harpoons on this boat.
Yeah.
Okay. 3.
You spear her in the back. she is looking haggard, but she's still alive. And I think that was everybody's turn.
I think so.
And the boat capsizes.
Do I have my reaction?
You do.
Can I hide from her, like in the water?
You can try. Yeah, by dipping down, it's dark.
Yeah. All right.
Can I? I don't know where this would qualify. Somehow try and convince Zoom to help.
How would you do that? What would you say?
Zoom, I'll give you 20 gold. Help us out.
Do you give him 20 gold?
I'll throw it at him.
You throw 20 gold at him, and Zoom gets up, takes out a machete from somewhere, and just hacks all of the ropes that were hanging on to onto this wereshark and just chops them all off. I'm glad you decided to pay me. You're not going to go capsized anymore. The boat pops back up, but now you don't have any ropes attached to the wereshark. She's freed, and in the water is your friend Sean alone.
I got a 4. I got a 3, but it goes up to a 4 for my stealth check.
All right.
So I assume I'm hidden in the dark water somewhere.
You think so? Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Does that mean he's hidden from us as well?
Yes, that's what that means. You do not see your friend Sean.
Oh, no.
And then a wereshark pops up out of the waters, jumping toward Druki. You can try to block or dodge. Actually, yeah, you haven't used your reaction, so you're still good.
Nope. I'm going to try to dodge. That's probably a mistake, but don't want to get bit. 5.
It's not enough. As you try to duck, her jaws just surround you and take a huge chunk of your body. If she were trying to eat you, you would have been swallowed, but she's not. She just seems to be trying to get away, so she spits you out, and you go tumbling back into the boat, but your body save drops. She gets critical. You take 8 points of piercing damage, and she jumps back into the water.
I forgot that I took damage from that earlier fight.
Oh no, are you still alive?
I'm still alive. Yeah, but I got real worried there for a sec. I was like, oh, this whole time I have not healed myself.
Oh, it's fine. You'll survive another round, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And as you are recovering from the piercings, this thousands of puncture wounds, you see another fin on the horizon heading toward you.
Blood in the water. So is that back to me?
It is back to you, Ryan. What is Sean doing?
He's going to try and grapple her again. Do I get advantage since I'm hidden?
You are hidden. You have advantage.
Would I also get surprise attack if I grapple her for my attack?
If you're trying to squeeze her and just do damage, yes. But if you're trying to just do an unarmed strike, you'll do damage, and you'll double that. Or if you're trying to just grapple her, you'll just grab her. So it's different.
Okay, so we'll just do the unarmed strike. I'll just try to do the damage.
Okay.
So I have advantage on this, and it only happens once. So okay. But I do double whatever the damage is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 6. So double that to 12.
As the shark begins swimming away, she thinks she's heading away from everybody, but then out pops this snake-like tail that just wraps up around her, and you hear crunching sounds above the waves. The cartilage of this wereshark is just breaking down beneath the immense pressure put on by Sean. And you hear crunch. And then, Sean, you now have in your tail. Well, tell me, how would you like to kill this wereshark?
Just crunch down until the ribcage starts snapping. And then I'll swim over to the boat and put my hands on the boat and then flip my tail up so that she lands in her corpse lands in the boat.
and then thud. She lands in the boat, sopping wet, blood pouring out, oozing all over the floor. You find on her body a bunch of wereshark scales.
I would like to quickly heal myself.
You may do so.
That is a 7. So I want 2d10. Try to quickly break any curse. That is 7 health. I did not get up to full health.
You're not up to full, but you're better than you were.
I'm better than I was.
The fin that was on the horizon has disappeared. Sassoon, I'm so glad you decided to pay me. And look at this. A wereshark you caught. I told you I was worth it. I told you I was good for it. Now, do you want to keep hunting, or do you want to head ashore?
We thought there were 4, and we know there's one around. It seems like we should try and get the last one. If he's up for it.
I am feeling less enthusiastic. Plus, I feel like the weresharks are the victims in this story. I wouldn't want to kill them all. We did have one captive, and I would like to check on that one. Gods have had a lot of things happen. I don't know if they could keep cool heads and things contained. They haven't been the most helpful or capable of folk. But I will defer to you. If you want to go for this one, we will go.
What say you, Percival? You're the one that paid me, so my boat goes where you say.
We have enough room in this boat for one more?
We can stack 'em high.
Give me a pun, give me a pun, give me a pun. Can't do it.
Are you
I'll give
feeling
Sean
like
just
a
a little.
fish out of water?
I'll give Sean a little wink because I know he's got a taste for blood, and I want these magic swordfish for my restaurant. So let's bag one more.
All right, now quick question. Are you specifically now trying to fish for magic swordfish, or are you trying to get the wereshark?
I want the wereshark, so the magic swordfish will return, and then I'll ethically hunt them in a safe manner.
Got it. Okay. So, you begin heading out searching for this wereshark. You can make an investigation or navigation nature check to try to find him.
Can I spend this time healing myself fully?
Yes, you can.
And then if anyone else needs healing... That's another tick mark.
Ryan, what did Sean get for their investigation?
Investigation? 2, so 4.
With the payment, Zoom is really helping out now, and he's very good at finding things. And he leads you up behind where you see just the sliver of a fin above the water. There she is. What do we do now? You want me to close in?
How do you normally do it? You haven't.
We come from behind, and on the count of 4, we throw harpoons, all at the same time.
Sounds good to me.
I'll pick up a harpoon if there's one available.
There is.
Okay. Guess I'll unsling my bow in the process.
Now it's important to be quiet as we approach.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to hide and pick up a harpoon.
Okay, so everybody make a stealth check.
Okay. 4.
1. Can I constant encouragement and aid Sean and Druki on this upcoming attack?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
I got an actual 4 on my stealth. So.
Okay. So you can constantly encourage one of them, and then you can aid the other. Is that if that's what you want to do, Heath, or you can spin both of them on one person?
We'll split it.
Split it. Okay. So you guys each have an instance of advantage when you attack.
What happens if you roll 2 4s? Is that just 1 tick mark?
It's 1 tick. Yeah.
Ah,
I know.
it's probably fair. Well balanced.
Yeah, that's well balanced, very unbalanced game. When you get 20 damage of fire from finding an explosive.
Oh, yeah.
But it's fun, so we're going to do it. So you guys are approaching on the boat, and you're just silent enough that the wereshark does not notice you. It's still mostly underwater. You just see a sliver of the fin as it is over, as you approach upon it. And then Zoom gets up behind with his harpoon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! And he throws. All of you guys throw your harpoons. Make ranged attacks. 4.
I got a 3, but it goes up to 4, and then that's doubled because I was hiding. So 8.
I got a 4.
Okay. So harpoons. 4 of them just all land in the back of this wereshark, and they all land true, spearing the wereshark. And as soon as they spear it, it picks up speeds. It ramps up out of the water. Your boat lifts up with it. You smash back down onto the water, and combat is on. Has everybody rolled for combat, I think? Yes? All right, then it's my turn. And I got a 5. It feels like I'm cheating, but I promise it's really a 5. It's really the dice.
Well done.
And the wereshark is going to turn about on you and attack. And since now there's 4 of you in the boat attacking, it's going to hit one of you. And it's going for Druki. So Druki, you've got a big wereshark popping up out of the waters. It's got all of these harpoons on it in the moonlight coming for you, jaws out.
I think I'll go ahead and just block this one.
Okay.
It's a 4.
Okay. As you come in, the jaws begin to wrap around you, but you stick up your stick and kind of open up and clench the mouth or pry it open, and only a couple of the teeth rake across your forearm. You take 2 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the wereshark lands in your boat with you. It is now on the boat, and it draws a scimitar. Stick still in its mouth. Are we keeping the same initiative order of Ryan, Heath, David? Yes?
That's fine.
All right, Ryan. What do you want to do?
I'm going to grapple it. There's no reason I would have advantage on that.
He's surrounded, so you've got advantage.
Okay. Then I'm going to grapple that, which is an unarmed, it's my unarmed attack dice, right?
Yes.
Grapple? All right. 3, so that rounds up to a 4.
You have it grappled. Are you trying to grab its hands and cuff it, or grab its feet and restrain it?
Probably its hands, so that it can't attack.
Okay, you wrap your tail around its hands. It's now cuffed.
Was that my action or my reaction?
That was your action.
Okay. Then yeah, so I have grapple.
Okay. Heath, what is Percival doing?
I'm gonna hold my action until Druki goes. Do I have to tell you what I'm holding it for?
No, you can actually just change the order if you want on your turn. If you want to hold an action, that's going to be doing something on like the monster's turn. Whenever the monster's doing something. So
All right, then I would like to change the order.
Sure, yeah. David, what's Druki doing?
Well, he's got my stick in his mouth, so I'll try to grab a harpoon and shoot him with it. Throw it at him.
Okay.
So, 4 is what I got.
You grab the harpoon, run to the other side of the boat so you have the ranged on him. You chuck another harpoon into him. He takes it in the gut. All right, Heath, what is Percival doing?
Well, that landed, so we're going to just harpoon as well. 4.
You run to the other side of the boat, grabbing another harpoon, chuck it into his gut. Would someone roll a d6 for me?
2.
All right, Zoom comes up with his machete, trying to chop again. But the wereshark beats him across the face, and he goes flying to the other side of the boat. He gets up, he's good. The wereshark stands, growls, and then chomps. And he's going to chomp at Percival. So he runs to the other side of the boat, and he's chomping down at you. Well, he's grappled, and he's got a thing in his mouth. So he's going to have disadvantage on his attack. But you can still block or dodge this.
Yeah, just to be sure, let's dodge. 4.
He tries to snap, his jaws don't even close, and you're able to like duck around and out of the bite. She is looking a little haggard, but still alive. Sean, Ryan, what are you doing?
I know the sharks really don't like being punched in the nose, and so I'm going to repeatedly punch her in the nose.
Okay.
Let's see. So I can make 2 attacks against the character I've grappled. And those are unarmed. And does it have disadvantage?
It's not trying to get away from you or block you.
Okay, so I don't have advantage. It's surrounded, so I do have advantage.
It's surrounded, you have advantage on your attacks, yes.
All right, so first set, I got a 5. And then my second attack, I got a 3, which goes up to a 4. So 9 total.
Yeah, it tries to block you, but you just pummel it. And together, you work to bring down this wereshark. Percival and Druki are pulling on the harpoons that have speared her, and you're just beating her down. And Zoom comes in with a little dink dink, slashing at it, and together you bring down another wereshark in your tiny boat.
So since the final damage was just blunt force, did it die or is it just unconscious?
Do you want to just make it unconscious? I will
Yeah, I want
allow
this
you
one
to
to be
do so.
unconscious. Yeah,
Okay.
non-lethal damage.
You have knocked out this wereshark.
All right. So I unwrap and let it pass out and say, "Well, that was a good night's work. What say we go get paid?"
I am grateful for your support. No slapping. You liked it. Deep down.
He doesn't slap because he doesn't understand what the pun is.
Grateful.
Grateful.
Yeah. I'll slap myself. All right.
There you go. That works.
I need to heal myself. Does anyone else need healing? I think
Percival does not.
Okay. Just a quick little heal on that trip.
I will pun to Druki. Glad that wereshark didn't bite off more than he could chew. Glad you're still here.
You're one in a melon.
That one you get slapped for.
Back
All
to
right.
shore we go.
Back to
And
shore.
Zoom takes you back to the shore. When you arrive with 2 weresharks in your boat, you've come to the shore and you see that other wereshark that was tied up is not there anymore.
I wondered about that.
And the
I still
warehouse
expect to be paid.
is still on fire.
No, that's just bad. I guess has the fire gotten worse then?
Yes.
Oh,
Is the what was the first guard's name? Peregrine or something.
Patague.
Patague. Is he around? Do we see him?
You do not see him. The guards all seem to be gone. You see some people up at the warehouse standing around just like looking at it like hopeless. Hopeless looks on their faces.
I'm gonna grab one of the people and say, where did all the guards go?
They were chasing the wereshark. It got away. I think it headed in towards town.
I suppose we should. Can we pay I'm terrible with names tonight. Can we pay the dog captain to keep an eye on our knocked out wereshark and keep the other body with him?
Only 3 gold, and I'll keep them fresh for you.
Done. We'll pay him 3 gold to have him keep an eye on that.
A discount for such an adventurous crew. Anytime, friends.
Could I try to get the townsfolk organized to like chain of water? Like someone starts here, you pass the bucket, like let's start putting out the fire.
Yeah, you can. So you'll have to first run up into town and get the attention of the townsfolk, as most people are sleeping, even though there's
I thought
fire
you said
going.
people were standing there.
There's like guards and the other dock workers. You could try to rile those up, but if you're going to try to get a lot of people, like these people have been there, they have been trying to put out the fire, and there just isn't enough of them. Like they just can't. So they're just hopelessly watching the flames burn up the warehouse. So if you want to try to make that chain, you're going to go need to get more people.
Got you now. Okay. Well, we have to go into town anyway to find these guards. Maybe we can find some volunteers. It is kind of our fault, a little bit, Spidge.
Oh, don't say that. Don't tell anybody that.
I didn't tell
I want to
anyone.
get charged.
I'm not. I just don't want any more wood to burn. So I'll try to do that. I'll go into town.
Are you just like knocking on doors? Are you yelling things out? How are you getting people's attention?
If there's like a bell or something, I guess if there's some kind of way of communicating to people. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to get a few of the guards and dock workers who've been standing there helpless to come with me and say, hey, come with me. Let's go door to door. Let people know, hey, we got to put this fire out or something. It could spread.
You can make a persuasion or a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Can I help with Silver Tongue?
Yes, you can.
Cool. 4.
3.
4 and a 3. Ryan, is Sean helping out?
He's looking for guards, trying to see if there was a trail that the wereshark left.
Okay. Together, you guys are able to muster up some people and they begin forming a haphazard line. Some people are still like half asleep and they don't know what they're doing, but they're just kind of like, what? And it kind of has to get nudged along to pass along these buckets. But you get a semblance of a crew starting to get water from the ocean to put out this fire. Do you go get more people, or do you try hope and that's enough?
What do y'all think?
It's up to you guys. Sean is more interested in the bounty than he is putting the fire out. He'll stay with you, but He's keeping his eye out for
We
signs
do
of damage.
It is our original goal. Percival.
If I'm the tiebreaker, I go with Sean. Let's get this done tonight.
Let's go then.
Okay. You head further in town toward the market square and past that into the social area. And this part of town is quiet at night. It seems safer than other places. You get to this area, the festival square, and wares are packed away, most of them. There is an area laid out where Sean would know that people fence in and they would fight. And in this area, surrounded by guards, is a wereshark. And it is about an hour, 30 minutes. Sunrise, you can start to see the lights of sun peeking up over the horizon. What do you do?
I want to try and contain the shark, so prevent it from hurting anybody else. Since the sun's almost up.
Do you still have your rope?
No, the rope was used to tie it up. So either it broke out or somebody untied it.
There are shops around, so Heath, if you want to have Percival look for a rope, he might be able to find one.
You could try casting the stone restraint on him again.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to leave the square to go look for it.
No, like in this place, there are like little pop-up shops. So you'd still be around, but you might go and dig around and find a rope.
Okay. Even if it's convenient, I don't think I wouldn't take my eyes off of them.
Okay.
So I won't.
David.
Is it actively attacking anybody?
Oh yeah, it's fighting the guards.
Okay.
It's fencing them, to be precise.
Interesting. All right. With the, I'm gonna try and hide behind it. So like, come up behind it in its blind spot, which apparently is pretty big considering the eye patch. And I'm gonna try and grapple it.
Okay. Make a stealth check with advantage.
So that's triple advantage.
That's right.
All right. So,
If you fail this check, I'm going to be surprised.
I got a 4, like an actual 4.
Excellent. You are hidden. You see Sean slither away around behind the wereshark. Percival and Druki, what are you guys doing?
I guess I would be ready with a spell to restrain the wereshark.
Okay. So you have that spell ready, so you could cast that as a reaction.
Okay.
Heath, what's Percival doing?
Can I tell if the guards are handling it or are they losing?
Oh, they're losing, like horribly.
Well, I will constantly encourage Druki on his spell.
Okay. You give him whisper another pun into his ear.
Okay.
Put some mustard on it.
I feel inspired. Should I go ahead and do that? Can I do that now? Am I in range? I guess it's like the target form, so 40 meters.
Yeah, you're in range for target, yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that to try to aid. And so I roll 3 times. 5, so the spell works.
You see, surrounded by earth, this wereshark is suddenly was going for a stab, and then there's just rocks all in the way, and it seems to like trip over it and get stuck. Sean, Ryan, if you want to take this moment to attack now, you'll get another instance of advantage.
Yeah, we'll do that. So that just gives me just normal advantage on the attack.
He's surrounded already, right? You're hidden.
Oh, right. And I'm hidden, so I get.
And now he's restrained. So you're going to have 3. So you roll 4 dice.
Roll 4 dice. Okay.
Yeah.
It's 5, 6. So I got 6 and double the damage. So 12 damage.
Okay. I just now
But
remembered.
not lethal. Yeah.
You're trying not lethal. I just now remembered. He still has all that damage from earlier. He's still like smoking and burnt. And you come out of nowhere.
Just knock him out.
And boom. And down he goes. The guards all look at each other, look at you. Where did that guy come from? Whoa. And you knocked him out too. And just as they're saying...
Actually, instead of punching, I just wanted my tail to become one giant slap. So he just flies into the side of the building. Face down.
You smack him with your tail. And he goes flying. And then the guards look at you, surprised. They look back at the wereshark who's knocked out. And as they're marveling at you, the sun crests the horizon. The moon fades from view. And this creature, this wereshark, transforms back into a meek and nearly mild version of a skinny beanpole-like elf that you know, Sean, because you've been in town. This is Thorn, Leaf Lover.
I wonder how he got bit in the first place. It's confusing. Yeah, what is HUD, the guard here? The dog guard? Patague, yeah. He's not, sorry, no, Patague. Is he here with the rest of the guards?
Patague is, and he runs up, apprehend Thorn right now. And guards rush on him. They cuff him. They drag him off.
And tell him we've got 2 more back at the docks. One of them's alive. The other didn't make it.
And you captured them. Wow. I knew I was getting the right people employed when I hired you. This is excellent news. If you would follow me...
Do we get paid twice for Thorn since we caught him twice?
That's an excellent question. It will all depend on whether or not there are any weresharks next month.
Fair enough.
If you'll follow me, I will get you your payment. You go with him. He takes you back to the office that you once were at. He gets reports from other guards about the other weresharks who are apprehended and brought here. You are each presented with a bag of 100 gold. They tell
it was 100 gold per shark.
They tell you the fees for burning down the building, that they don't have as much as before. It was 100 gold is all they can spare now. You might be able to barter for more if each of you will make a barter check. We'll see.
1.
Is consistency still in effect?
It is no longer in effect. The sun has come up.
4.
What did Sean roll?
4.
Can't believe it.
And with that, Patague just shakes his head and he says, I'm really investing in you. I'm going to just believe that this is all of the weresharks and give you your payment ahead of schedule. And he does produce 100 gold per wereshark now. And so you each get 100 gold plus... Yeah, I mean, he was going to give you each 100 gold, right? So that now you have another extra 100, which splits into 33, so you get 134 gold apiece. We'll round it up.
What is your plan to do with the wereshark people?
Well, they will be put to trial. It seems that this Thorn, as he was behaving, seemed kind of aware of his actions, even as a wereshark. And if you look at his activity in the fencing arena, he also is the only one who seemed to be magically imbued with wereshark meat. If you are attuned to it, it seems like this has been a ruse to get all of the magic swordfish and prevent others from having it. So Thorn would definitely be put on trial.
What of the other one?
As for Captain Peggy, she will also be put on trial.
What do we know about Captain Peggy?
Captain Peggy is a halfling who was trying to get her own ship. She wasn't quite a captain yet, and she did have a peg leg, an extendo peg leg created by Dalton. But she was, because we're getting close to time, I'll just sort of give you an epilogue. Captain Peggy was the most recent wereshark. She didn't realize that she was a wereshark. It later came to light that that Yule actually knew he was a wereshark for quite some time and had been trying to tie himself up. He did lie to you. He wasn't recently a wereshark. He's known for some time. The warehouse did burn down, but they were able to start building it back up. They were able to get some funds from Grandport, which is the port across the way, to invest in them so that they continue to get money flowing through Swordport. The population of magic swordfish did come back. Percival was able to get his hands on some. He still has some magic, some wereshark meat, which for some reason did not turn back into humanoid flesh, but remained as wereshark flesh. And I now want to hear from you what your characters do from the month now until the next moon. So we'll go around in the order that we have been. So, Ryan, what does Sean do now in Swordport?
Let's see. Probably drinks and gambles some more. That seems to be a lot of what he tends to do. Yeah, drinks and gambles. More than he should.
Has a few more dart wrestling competitions with Prince Fluffy.
Yep.
All right. Heath, what does Percival do?
Before parting ways with my new friends, I extend the offer. Everyone is always invited, has a table at the Lacy Ladle, my restaurant. I stick around for a little bit. I go through the proper channels to get a magical swordfish license. I get my swordfish and I go back home and brew up an amazing new fresh menu.
You become the first chef to get an official license for magic swordfish outside of Swordport, and they actually ship it to you. You're the only one that has that place, that special honor.
Perfect.
David, what is Druki doing?
So Druki, So Druki, this whole time has been pretty haunted by an incident that happened where him and his younger brother would look for sticks as lumberjacks, and he teased his younger brother one time and said the only stick that can best mine was this one, and it was pointed at a tree that was a bit rotted. Not thinking his younger brother would actually be stupid enough to climb the tree, but he did, and he fell. And he didn't die, but he's never quite been the same. He hit his head, and he needs special care. So Druki has been trying to earn enough funds to provide some support for his younger brother. And his younger brother, though he doesn't quite remember things all the same or all the time, he does still like sticks. And he brings home the driftwood piece He gives it to his younger brother. He makes sure that he's got a caregiver in case something were to happen to Druki. And he goes back to the lumberyard. I think he does make at least 1 or 2 trips to the Lacey Ladle in that month. Tries the new swordfish menu. Definitely comes and shares all the puns during that time. Even brings the younger brother for that as well. But Druki just goes back to the lumberyards to make more coin to continue to support his younger brother.
And then, on the next full moon,
Sean does make sure to lock himself up before the next full moon.
the next morning, you find yourself soaking wet, and the faint taste of coppery metal on your tongue.
Oh no.
Wow.
Poor Druki.
What a great game.
Well done, GM. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh,
Good stuff.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did.
Yeah, it was good.
I had a lot of fun. Yeah, that was a good time. It just thanks for making the game. I could have kept going. You know, I kept rolling so many 8s. I was almost in a D10.
I speak high praises of, Along the Leyline. It's awesome. It's intuitive. I hope this video, gets watched by lots of people and your game explodes. It needs to be out there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. Thanks for setting everything up. Thanks for inviting us. Thanks for having us. Leading the game.
Let's hope my camera works, because this is the first time I've done something
It
like
just freezes.